I watched half of it. I'm on like the frog episode, the frog cruise episode.
I don't know how I missed that this time.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
All right. Is it still hot out there?
I need to find time that I don't have to add more clips to the soundboard, and that guy is at the top. Because I say all right all the time.
It's true.
But who does a spot-on impersonation?
Indict the mother. Just kidding.
All right. Okay. This, that.
And the other. What are we drinking over there? Hot original lattes with 3 brown sugars? I never would have thought of that. That's a nice little touch.
Please save the food
live?
talk for the podcast. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, episode 898, the Calyrex Podcast. Sure, the Calyrex Podcast.
It's a spiced cookie beverage, coffee.
Nicky Hill's talking about his Dunkin'
Sorry,
order.
You told us to wait for the podcast, but you introduced it, so we're live, right?
Yeah. Go right ahead, please. Food
Ooh,
talk right away.
Dinah's
so
looking good.
They have it as an iced coffee, and I was like, can I have that as like a hot latte? And they were like, they froze, locked up, and I was like, I mean, if not, I'll just take the iced coffee. And somebody came over, and they're like, yeah, you just add this, that, and that.
They made it work. Look at that.
Yeah.
And it looks like they added a little, what's that say? A little extra sass, too.
Ooh.
Good to have you.
Ooh.
That explains a lot.
Calyrex is a merciful Pokemon, capable of providing healing and blessings. It reigned over the Galar region in times of yore. 3 feet tall, 17 pounds, genders unknown, category is king. Abilities include Unnerve. Unnerves opposing Pokemon and makes them unable to eat berries. Imagine.
Truly, is there any worse fate than not being able to eat berries?
Be right back. I gotta go get my Suika game.
Thanks. Oh, boy.
I'm
Here
a
we go.
berryman.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Tasty.
Yeah, you look like you had something to say.
Unnerve? Is it nerve? What is it?
Unnerve.
Unnerve. Yeah.
Like unnerving.
Yeah.
In the Pokemon universe, is there a scientist that studies all these creatures? I
Yeah.
mean,
Hey,
they're
Professor.
Professor Oak is one of them. I'm sure there's many others, but Professor Oak is what comes to mind. Yes,
and when
It's
it's
in the game, not in the real life.
there's professors in the games. Yeah, there's multiple professors. Pokemon Go's got a professor in it too, and he's hot.
oh,
Look him up. Look
McSteamy.
up Professor Pokemon Go Rule 34, and you'll get the right one. Let
Well,
me
that's
say
cool,
hello
that's
to
cool.
everybody. Hi, Highly and Tom, and Tan Division, and Anastasia Beaverhouse, and Sneaker Hacks, the Super Sanchez, Nightwind. I never say this, but I love your avatar, obviously, because it's from Out of This World as I knew it, or Another World as it's known nowadays.
My Sharuba.
Giant Reggie, Human Fart, Tony De La Mancha, Nico Darunia, Ice Dilbert, Roddy Bear, I saw your note. I'm going to go check it out. Steve Irwin, I'm sorry we didn't start earlier for you. Red Souza, Dre Gamer, Vachi, man, people, E17, people are in here early getting excited for the podcast. So here's something in the podcast that I was directed to go look at. It's really funny. Ice Dilbert took a picture of his order of WarioWare Move It, and it came in a giant box with just his little Switch game in it. Yep, there you go. I don't, he doesn't say from where he ordered, but all right. So, hi Gecko Kitsune. Roddy Bear says, beautiful day here in NYC. This is today. Gonna go to Trader Joe's, consider buying something bad for my health, play some Nintendo, pick up around the house,
From
and do
Trader
some
Joe's?
laundry. But I will not start until I have a GM pod in my ear. What's the matter?
Trader Joe's has bad for your health?
Everything, yeah. Literally everything there.
Maybe bad for your health, but good for the heart, right?
Soul, good for the soul. Probably not the heart, but the
heart came out.
the metaphysical heart, not the actual physical heart. So Roddy Bear has done some AI generation as far as imagery goes, and it says, could you generate an image of a recording of an episode of the GoNintendo Podcast? There's usually 3 to 4 people in there, 1 woman, the rest men, all white as far as I could tell. The woman has glasses and the man has a huge beard and a bald head and glasses as well. and he posted the pictures in the chat, and he's desperately trying to hone it in. And he also added in, could you add a poster in the background of a man carrying lots of limes? George, you're in here. And it made a bald man carrying a bowl of limes. It made a blue bearded man carrying a bunch of limes with his head down in the bowl. This is amazing. You see even more images.
We need Josh Grobot. That's the only thing missing.
There's one. This one's my favorite. It's 4 of us at a table, and the table has a bowl of limes on it for some reason. And then the picture in the background is just some heavyset guy sitting there with cats. I don't know how it got that, but if you
this one looks like you're looking at the back of Lube's head.
Yeah.
Right?
There's something there. Yeah. And then there's another one with a bowl of limes on the table, with a cat on the table. A picture of a man in the background who's also on the podcast holding a lime for some reason, or a lemon for some reason. And then another guy, this guy's just sitting in a chair above everybody else.
Are very realistic.
This is
Man,
unbelievable.
Is that Mel Gibson with the...
It's so weird
with
in the
limes?
best way possible. So look up Roddy Bear's images in the GoNintendo Discord and you'll see that. Thank you for sharing that. Hi, Kurt Dog, because those are really funny. Hi, Kufu the Mummy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Hi, Blinded by Daylight.
Slip into any one of these rooms and be one of these beautiful people.
Blinded by Daylight says, I can't stay on long, but just wanted to say hi. I've been playing Super Mario Wonder, and thanks to all your passionate words about it a few podcasts back. It's not as if I wasn't going to get it, but your comments on it inspired me to go get it, and I couldn't be happier with it. Serious smiles all around when playing it. Thanks again. No, thank you for listening to us and being like, those guys know what they're talking about. So glad.
Thank you, or perhaps you should check.
No. All of our recommendations are
Got it.
valid for different reasons. But so there you go. I do have some things to talk about. I didn't think we had. Well, you know what? I have something that's food related. I'll see if I feel like talking about it later. But we have some actual game related things first. Oh, that's right, Josh. I'm so sorry. 2 weeks in a row. Josh Grobot, my old college roommate, best friend. How you doing, buddy?
I am the world's best singer.
Hey, yeah. Wop, 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 wop.
Thanks. Very cool.
I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce you. I forgot to introduce everybody. Mom Brain is here.
Hi.
Nicky Hill is here.
Hello.
Deux is here.
Ooh.
I've heard rumors that Kirby will be joining us as well at some point. This damn thing, I forgot. And George, I said hello to you because the limes was the topic of conversation. Hello, Solomon. George, how you doing? George,
Hell yeah.
oh, really? All right. Mom Brain.
Moving on.
Okay, we won't dwell on it too much.
Take the W, yeah.
Yep. Mom Brain, are there any limes in Suika game?
No, there's not.
Hell no.
That could be
My
maybe that'll.
name's Josh Robot, and I'm
Oh,
here to
boy.
say I'm the best on this podcast.
All
Far
right.
and away. I'm so great.
Yep.
And you guys suck.
Yep.
If you don't like that, I don't give a darn.
Thank you, Josh, for reminding us why you're the best. They could do that as a DLC update.
A George update.
The George update. Where it's George up top dropping in only limes and they only turn into bigger limes.
That would be so great.
Perfect. By the way, thank you to Vachi last week for creating the podcast art while Crazy Colonel was away. We appreciate it. All right. So I do have things I want to talk about. As you may have seen time to time on this podcast, the shelf behind me is filled to the brim with games, although Deux, the very what do you say when somebody notices something?
Astute.
Sure.
Ooh.
The very astute Deux walked in and he's like, what's going on here? There's not as many games. It's certainly true. Hello, Alien Boy VA.
I saw that you changed it, and I was wondering that myself. 'Cause
Alien Boy VA, that's amazing.
There was no room before.
I've decided I don't like video games anymore. I'm done. This podcast will only be about food. No, I've been thinking for a while now, and if you're on the Patreon, you already know what I'm going to talk about.
You sold everything.
I sold everything. No, I was like, A, I never play games over again. B, this takes up a lot of space. C, most importantly, it's doing nothing here. Like, I am never going to play them. Every once in a while, somebody goes and takes something and borrows it. That's great. But I was like, these should go to someone who will actually play them or want to add them to their collection. I don't care what the reason is, but these should go to somebody who like would get something out of them. So last night I spent a whole bunch of time picking out the games I do not mind parting with. And I've whittled down my collection to the games I absolutely want to keep. So all first party stuff I'm keeping. So if you're looking for any of that, it's not going to be there. Unless it's Pokemon. I'll get る of Pokemon stuff. Well, I'm not going to buy like Pokemon Party and Pokemon Rumble or whatever. Like I wouldn't be buying those. But like Black and White 2 and stuff like that are in there. And then yeah, I'm keeping stuff that I love, that's meaningful to me, or that's very rare, or I just really, really, really want to have. So I'd say
what system was it?
Well, yeah, the games are going to start with Wii and DS and everything above that. So there's not going to be any GameCube, PS2, Xbox, or anything below that. I'm keeping all that stuff because those collections are smaller, honestly. But so it's going to be Wii and DS and PS3 and 360 and Vita and PSP and Wii U and PS4 and Xbox One. My Xbox One collection, so small. It was like 6 games, maybe. Like I didn't have anything for it.
You call yourself a game?
I actually had more for Vita. Well, anything that I was going to play was either on PS or PS4 or Xbox One. Like there weren't really any exclusives I was going to get. I had like Halo and I don't even remember what else.
Play A Boy and His Blob on the Wii?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Why?
All right. Why? Because that's the
It's a
system it came
remake.
out on. No, it's brand new. Yeah.
I thought it was very much a remake, just like
That is a 100% new, all original Boy and His Blob game. I knew when I said this, Nicky Hill was going to look for things and be like, but what about this?
Thing that would mean so much to you.
Fragile's at my sister's house. That's why you don't see
Fragile Cream Dreams.
it. But yes, I would never get rid of Fragile ever.
So what are you filling up in there? Anime, you think, or you're just gonna rearrange whatever?
Yeah, I'm just gonna rearrange. My anime's sitting down there. I'm not buying physical anime anymore, and that I just rebought.
Box full of stuff to put up there.
That I rebought because yeah, just put it all back into the box. I rebought the anime because, long story very short, back in the day, I sold my entire anime collection to fund GoNintendo when the next server bill was due. This was back when like things were really taking off, so server bills were, oh my god, it was like every month I was spending like, I don't know, $2,200 to $2,500 just on server bills. So and I wasn't making any money. So I sold the anime, and luckily an ad deal came along, and the rest is history, and here we are. So yes, I will be putting all of that up for sale. I will be making a list of absolutely everything available. Jesus, I don't know how to do it. I'd say maybe around 500 games. I'm gonna snowball, or not snowball.
We all know
ballpark.
How big your heart is, so that's about $250 probably you're going to get from that.
I'm going to look at what each one is valued at, and I'll go in lower than that. I know that unless somebody out there wants to buy the entire lot, then I'll consider it.
And if it's something that, like, if you're saving all the ones that are important to you, I feel like you don't have like, were you going through anything and you were like some like very exquisitely rare things?
There's some rare stuff in there. Yeah, definitely. I'm keeping most of the rare stuff. Yeah, it's up there. But there's some like this shows why I have to sell, or why I should have sold stuff a long time ago. Because realistically, none of us are ever going to get through all of our backlogs. So there are things in there that were still wrapped from the PS3 360 days. Like I'm not ever going to get to this stuff.
Or you can trade them all in at GameStop and have enough money to get like half of a new game.
That's true, right?
Store credit.
It'll be store credit, yeah, of course.
So there's games that you had planned on playing that you never did, and now you never will.
Everything I bought, I had the intention of playing, yeah, but then work and life and everything else gets in the way, and there's things that I'm realistically never gonna be able to play. So
I'm in that boat too. Like I'm I'm a buyer of things. I'm not like an actual consumer or
Well, that's
I
the
don't
other
like
thing.
I don't
Like,
actually use it. There's so many games that I buy because I'm like, I feel like, oh, I have to buy it when it first comes out because I need to support the not at all free, but like I want to buy it and support the companies and stuff. Which
yeah, I mean,
my
I'll
dollar, I don't know
I'll
how
still
much
do
my
that.
dollar helps, but then I never get to play it, and then like and then I start some things I start playing and never go back to.
I mean, that happens to everybody. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, we always have the intentions of buying things to watch, play, whatever, but time gets in the way. And as we've gotten older, obviously what we're doing and when we're doing it and how much energy we have all changes. So again, being me, the person who doesn't really replay things, it's not right for these to sit here. I'm not the type of person that's like, yes, it was cool having them on the shelf and I like looking at it, but like for me, I'm past that point. It's silly. It's more important to me that people who really want or are looking for or would get something out of these. I don't care if people just want them to put in their collection, but people that would get something from them, that's where they should go. They shouldn't just sit here and be like background for a podcast. Hi, Joe Shabadoo. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I need to go through a list. I need to put together a list of everything. I also, unfortunately, have to check the cases on almost everything because I know the Wii and the DS stuff is going to be all out of whack. But it'll all be there just in the wrong box.
4 years later.
And then, like I said,
I will long beard, but that's already there.
I will individually go through and check the market price for these things. And I promise I will come in lower than that. I'm not going to be like, half price or anything like that, but I will come in. I'm not going to mark anything at what the market value is. I'll go under. Like
sure
10 or
there's easier
15%
ways, but
under.
You can just scan the barcode.
Yeah, I
Most
looked
of the
into
time.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Hi, Backseat Studios. So, hi, Zikomuto. So, yes, look forward to that. This is not a
Keep an eye
Patreon.
out. There's going to be a big garage sale.
This is not a Patreon exclusive thing. I am going to let the Patreon people see the list beforehand, so they'll get first dibs on if they want to buy something. I can give you guys a heads up when I'm going to post that list as well. So you don't have to, it's not like join Patreon and you'll see the list. I don't want it to be like that at all. Just, I want to, the Patreon people are nice enough to support for $1. So I'd like, and when I already mentioned on Patreon to the patrons that I was going to do this. And some of them said, I would like to get a look at the collection. So I'm going to do that. And then like a week later, I'll pull out the whole list and we'll take it from there.
And then if you sign
Amazing.
it's $1,000 extra.
If anybody wants me to sign anything, yeah, I'll sign it, but I'm not going to make you pay extra. And on top of all
and
that,
I will. You want to
make me pay extra?
Maybe
or-
they want like a pair of your used panties with it or something.
They're at a premium nowadays. I don't, well, I guess not. I
No,
don't wear
you
with the
got a
size I
whole-
used to wear.
yeah.
So
Yeah, they're already bitty now.
you can fit
cut
a
those
family
up and sell them.
You can fit a family for them.
multiples.
There was something else I was gonna say. Yeah,
Hey,
it'll
where-
be on eBay or whatever, I'm sure. But I'll let you guys know. So
Somebody
there's that.
buys your underwear, and it's like sitting at their house, and their mom walks in. They're like, "When did you get a tent?"
Come on in, Mom.
Kidding.
Room's
They were
great.
never that big. I'm kidding.
It smells a little bad, but it's comfortable. Moving on.
Next to a bog.
Here's something else. Yeah. Here's something else game related. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name games, but I am going to voice a little frustration about something that happened.
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
This week, as every week, games come out.
Can we be more vague though? If you're not going to name names or games, I just want to like.
I'll make it as vague as possible.
Thanks.
Okay.
A person, won't even tell you their gender. I won't assume their gender. So every week games come
Did a
out.
thing.
And
Yeah,
I
it was a
go
good story.
through the eShop and I do a little post about every game that's coming out on the Swish eShop, the days it does, usually Thursday and Friday. So Thursday night, well, Wednesday into Thursday is the big one. It'll be like, it's like 20 to 40 different games. And I'll do a post for each one of them and be like, it's out today. Here's the price. Here's the file size. Here's stuff about the game. I almost said the game. A game was coming out this week. And the company weeks ago had gotten in touch and they're like, hey, our game's coming out. And I was like, okay, I told everybody the game's coming out. I will say it's not an insignificant game. Like, I'll leave it at that. It's not a first party game and it's not insignificant. Like, it's a game people have been talking about. And the company was like, let people know it's coming out. And so that's what I did. Then they asked me to agree to an embargo to not share the launch trailer for the game until the embargo lifted, which was 9 a.m. the morning the game came out. Even though the game doesn't come out until noon, but whatever. They said, don't show...
Embargo was up at 9
Yes.
a.m.
Yes. They said, don't show the trailer until the embargo. Don't share this press release until the embargo. And I said, you got it. No problem. Do this every single week. Not an issue at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through my usual list. The game's coming out. I did my morning post as I always do. I said, here's the game. Here's the file size. Here's the price. And we all knew the date the game was coming out. And all I did for the text was take the eShop listing. So everything that's already on the eShop. So literally only public information. Do that.
Seems reasonable, yeah.
And not anything anyone could see anywhere. Nothing that was sent to me. Did not share the trailer. Did not share the press release.
Took a post
No
from some other
assets.
website and shared anything else.
No, I got the blanket like PR statement that was originally shared and reshared that. I get an email right before I'm going to bed. You broke embargo. Yeah, you can't post that. Yeah, and it said like the title was like urgent, and I was like, no, I didn't. I shared everything that's publicly available. I specifically didn't share the press release or the trailer. And I was like, here's my post. I didn't break embargo. If you look, I didn't take anything you guys sent, trailer or whatever. I was like, I do this for every single game that's coming out to let people know the game's coming out. I said, but if you want me to remove it, okay. So I wait. They tell me urgent.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Anastasia Beaverhausen figured it out.
That is not the game. I promise it is not the Barbie game. 45 minutes go by. I'm like, how urgent is this? That I emailed them literally a minute after they emailed me. So I was like, I got to get to them right away. 45 minutes. They email me later and they're like, oh, never mind, our mistake. Oof. They never even bothered to read the post. They were just like, he broke embargo. Never looked to see if I broke embargo. So I was like, well, okay, thank you. And I put the post back up. It's so frustrating for me to be like, I'm going to spread the word on your game because your game's coming out and that's what I do. And someone reaches out and it's like, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, oh, wait, our mistake. You go ahead and do it. So.
Classic situation of give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
That's exactly what it was. It's just, I don't get it. I don't this is separate, but like getting mad at somebody for, if you agree to an embargo, I get it. Don't break the embargo. I don't care what's said in the embargo, no matter how stupid I think it is.
I understand.
If I agree to an embargo.
What can happen if you break it? They'll sue you? Will they sue you?
I guess they could sue me. Yeah. Or most likely they'd pull coverage.
Is that ever like, is there a document like an NDA or something?
Oh, yes. I have signed those many times.
Is that like a blanket thing for
Nintendo will kill me, I think. Yeah. Nintendo will kill me. Nintendo's are very long, very detailed, and it's very clear that you're going to be in trouble.
I've seen some new tanks hooked up to your air conditioning system. I'm pretty sure it's poison, and if anything happens, it's one button. But is it like every PR company or like every company gives you one blanket thing or something? Or like every time something comes out, you have to sign a new thing?
Yep.
You have to probably fax it to them, right? So you got to go.
It's all different.
Staples or Kinko's.
Some of them are like, "Hey, we got this thing coming out on Friday. You have to agree to an embargo, and we'll share the information with you." And I go, "Yeah, no problem. I don't even have to sign anything. I just say yes, okay." They send it. Other companies are like, "Here's the thing you have to sign." Other companies make you log in to DocuSign and do like the whole thing, and then there's Nintendo that's like very, very serious. Like you have to sign.
They have a man live with you until the embargo's lifted.
You have to do an embargo before you see the embargo. Like they make you sign something before you get to the actual embargo. Then, like if you're going to an event, Nintendo will be like, "Did you sign the embargo? Double check the embargo and all that," and you send it to them. Then when you get there, they're like, "You signed the embargo, right?" They did it to you when we were there last time, and you didn't.
And they like called me by name. They were like, "Mom Brain," and I was like, "Huh, yeah."
Mom Brain
said, straight to jail.
You just have to sign something, and I was like, "This is serious." Like
said, embargo, no.
And then they would have said, "Oh, back this way, there's an exclusive game," and they would have closed the door. I would have heard a gunshot. And
They
that
would have been
it.
like, back here, we've got snacks and coffee, and there's cats in here, and I'd be like, sign me up.
The
Hi,
best
Freddy
coffee
Fro.
I've ever had.
But they'd open the door to let you in, and then they'd shut it in your face and be like, "But you didn't sign the embargo."
No,
And
they
they'd be like,
use
"Kill the cat."
no, they use the cats so that's your last moment. You're like, oh, and then they shoot you from behind. Like
A silence pistol, pistol back in
it's
the
a
head.
nice way to do it.
Pull a trigger pulled by Miyamoto themselves, I believe.
Either
And
that
then
or
the
the
music starts to well up, and
oh
not
wow,
a
they're
dry eye
taking
in
this
the place.
seriously.
And as I walk away, I just hear bump, 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 bump.
and all the people that are in the actual event, they're playing their game. All the televisions, all the monitors switch to a live feed of it happening.
And they're like, it flashes on screen. This is what happens if you don't sign
When
embargo.
you find a stranger in the Alps.
Freddie Fro, we have a question from Rosemary the Farmer today. So look forward to that. Blah, blah, blah. So yes, it was a frustrating situation, and all I'm trying to do is let people know that your game is out.
And,
but again,
what company was that?
it was a game company.
Close,
almost
close.
Adam.
Worth a try.
I so badly want to do bad joke puns that hint at what it is, but I'll just tell you guys after what it is.
Sure.
But yes.
Goodbye,
all I
everybody.
will
So what was
say,
it?
all I will say is
Too bad we
again,
don't have a button.
not a first party game, and it was not the Barbie game. So there you go. I couldn't even say more than that because you'd probably be able to guess what it is.
Wario Move It.
Not first party.
Better not be Suika game, people.
No. Suika Game's still killing it, man.
It's so good.
It's number 2 right behind Mario.
I know. It's
And
$3.
it's the number- It's the number 1 digital only title. So yes.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, I don't know. I can't think of game companies now, but I wouldn't be surprised.
if
It's
it was a game company.
Well,
I'm
just
not
like
even
a
gonna
game,
say that.
like a game company.
Oh no, it's
feel like-
Sega because of Sonic. No.
No, it's not Sega.
I would like.
I mean, people could look and see Sega doesn't have anything coming out this week.
I don't know, any
Sega
company that like you could
does.
automatically assume is like some sort of bro culture thing or whatever, where because like they don't even read it, they're just like complaining about it or something. And, like gang
Sure.
up
I
on
don't
it.
want to offer another blanket statement here, but
But I'm gonna.
for 20, I've worked with PR people for 20 plus years. A lot of them don't do the best
Oh, no
job.
God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story. So when we get
I
to the
feel
North
like that's
American
just,
European releases today,
A lot of people in general.
you're gonna say the game. It's gonna be in there, so you guys can guess for every single game. Right. 2 other things I could talk about. What are we at?
Yeah, where does it all go? Alien Boy VA.
I'll say
Kirby is like pounding these watermelons.
I think there's a comic that explained like what happens when he eats food. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I vaguely remember it somewhere, but like
It's very important that people know that.
I know that's just a GIF loop here, a GIF on loop, a loopy GIF, but like it comes up. Questions?
Nicky Hill's talking about a Kirby eating a watermelon in the Discord right now.
Bring it up here. Let me see it. Can I show this? It has people's names on it.
It's up to you. You might get a text from somebody and something will drop down. I don't know. Your phone. I will say very quickly. Did either of you guys see the Echo trailer?
I didn't watch it actually.
Got
I
me
saw
by
that.
surprise. Had no idea to even like expect it, and all of a sudden it's there. I did see it. That's the answer to your question.
Thank you. I wrote about that on Patreon yesterday because I didn't know it was going to be the
Yeah.
first mature MCU thing.
Oh, there's
and
something in there that
The first 10 seconds of the
Yeah.
trailer, I was like, oh,
It's
man.
gritty.
So Echo,
I wasn't even thinking that because Fisk has the history,
yeah.
so I didn't even like differentiate that that's MCU. But I must have been on like TikTok or something, that's why it struck me as weird. I was like, "Well, what's D'Onofrio doing on my TikTok?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, I went back and I was like, "Oh, wait a second."
I saw so I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel, so I saw it right when it came out. But then when I went on TikTok later, I also got it there too. But yeah, I won't spoil anything. You'll be happy to know if you do watch it, it all comes out the same day. It's the first MCU thing all out same day, and they cut it down from 6 episodes to 5. So they edited
What does that mean?
well, I know they had a whole bunch of stuff that they reshot and whatever, and they wanted to go in a different direction
What does
because,
that mean?
well, with Daredevil, they completely are redoing Daredevil, and they know after Hawkeye when people saw Kingpin, they were upset that he wasn't as brutal as he was in the Daredevil Netflix series. So
You got it.
yeah,
Over
the trailers
over a gosh darn ice cream.
There's
you
a
got it.
handful of things in the trailer that are brutal, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is very shocking," and
Also, he
it's
looks
like
bigger.
Disney's very clear. They're like, "You have to change your settings on Disney Plus to mature if you want to see this title."
Interesting.
So, not the, and again, as I said on Patreon, that doesn't mean the show's going to be good. The show could be garbage, but the trailer looked good, and it is very mature. So. And the story, I'm interested in Echo in general, so I mean, it looks interesting. But
maybe we
yeah,
can
very
talk about this
surprising.
later. But let me just plant this question: why is it that like mature things seem they're not always better, but like there's something more engrossing or like it draws me in more. It's not that like I'm starved for violent behavior, but like when it's handled that way, I don't know.
That's what I touched
Like
on
that
Patreon
trailer-
because it drives me nuts.
That trailer, it just for me, it's something about it looked awesome, and I haven't felt that way with MCU stuff. And now that you're bringing up that it is a mature thing, and it's a little bit more like
Maybe there's
I don't know.
more of an unpredictability to an R-rated where you feel almost anything could happen. Maybe you feel certain characters aren't as safe as you would during a PG-13, or just the way I wish I watched the trailer now, but just the way you're all talking about it, it seems like something shocked you about it in a way that
As far as violence
weren't
goes,
expecting-
it is like it would be an R-rated movie. Like
Yeah.
it's and the trailer doesn't pull punches. They show some
But-
pretty
wow.
But so the
graphic
thing,
stuff.
like the funny thing is, like I'm so desensitized or whatever that I didn't really register. I kind of did, but I didn't really process it as being TVMA
Mhm.
and being so dark. I just saw it as being a show that had my interest.
Yeah, I'm not knocking you or anybody that feels this
I'm a
way. Again, this
psychopath.
is something I talked about on Patreon. No, I do think there's a lot of people who when they see something that has blood or a lot of violence or is visceral like that, it gets them more interested just because there's always that thing. We lived some of us lived many years of our lives where you're like, you can't watch that, you can't see that. And then when you did see it, it was like enticing or titillating. And that doesn't really go away because,
Maybe
there's like, even with video games nowadays, if you get a game that's like, you can chop off somebody's limbs or like Mortal Kombat. That's why Mortal Kombat's still as popular as it is or more
Yes.
popular than ever
So-
because that is a part of it.
personally, I don't feel that with games as much, but it's something like the original when Daredevil came out on Netflix. I watched that whole series and I was like cinematically, like the way it was made and
Yeah.
everything, it had me from the very beginning.
Well,
And this, it's dark. There's like just the same style of like filming. I don't know what it is.
That could
but
be what it
something
is,
about
too.
It's just like you have Vincent D'Onofrio in that voice as like a voiceover, kind of like he's speaking the whole time, right? In
Yeah.
the trailer, and it's just like that whispery, like
Mhm.
grizzled.
Well,
voice
that's the other
just
thing.
Sucks me in.
So that might be it too. You've watched Daredevil and loved it, and you're seeing this, which is clearly not just related to Daredevil or featuring characters from Daredevil. It's evoking that same
Yeah.
style of Daredevil.
Right.
But also the editing in that trailer is great, and the sound design in particular, where there's like brutal noises that like
Yeah.
echo and become a song as it goes on. I was like, this is a really so either the show's going to be horrible or the show's going to be really something special because I've seen trailers for Marvel stuff, like Doctor Strange. I was so excited for, and that's my least favorite MCU movie.
But it's just like Loki. I said to both of you, there's something about Loki that like there's been a lot of MCU stuff that has just fallen flat for me. And Loki has had my attention from the very first
yes.
minute
Yes.
of the second season, as if all the stuff between the first season and now didn't happen. And the only thing I don't like about Loki, the second season, is at the end of the last episode, I realized that it was the second to last episode. And I don't know what can happen in the last episode that's going to make everything feel good for me, because I feel like we just scratched the surface.
I agree.
And like, yeah, the only thing I don't like is I want more of it, and we're not getting it. Like,
Is this the last episode's going to be what, Thursday? Is it Thursdays?
Oh.
Thursday at 9, yeah.
that makes me angry too.
This
9
whole-
p.m. I just want to like wake up and watch it.
I have
This
teachers
whole
convention this
season-
week, which means I have off Thursday and Friday.
Just
so go
like-
watch it.
Just like last season, this season's great. Yeah, and this episode in particular, it's a great show. And again, this show is not violent. It has violence, but it's not like Echo violent. So
Right.
it's just
No, so that's
all that it's making you think of what you saw before, which was really good.
But I think it's just something about it is the way it's like made, the aesthetic and everything.
The sound, the music,
without
is
a
so
doubt,
good.
as far as like MCU stuff goes, it's top
like-
tier. Where
yeah,
like
it's like they
everything's
take it-
coming together: story, editing, music, acting. There's been some great dialogue, some great conversations between. It has everything. Yeah, it's great. It's great. And Mom Brain really appreciates, and this goes for anything that she watches. She's not really into big fights or big action or any of that, and that's really not what Loki's about. At least this story that they're telling in Loki, it has its moments of action, but it's more about Loki and people
It's
and
not even, like,
interactions.
what has that? What's been? There hasn't been any like fight scene. It's been like
Yeah, there's been little
I mean, the
bits
only
of
time you see
action.
anything, it's almost like torture, which right?
Yeah, I don't want to get into specifics and spoil things, but yes, there's been again, that's a great example. Not graphically violent and
But-
not visually violent, but stuff where you're like,
But you
oh my
can't
god,
you
what's
can't
going
turn
on?"
away from it.
Yeah. So yes, that ends soon. And I was gonna say Echo just because what am I supposed to say? Indigenous people? I'm not, and Native American is bad to say?
Yeah, I mean, you can say indigenous people. Yeah.
Is Native American bad is what I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
anyone.
Well, indigenous people
Who-
if it's okay, Native American if it's
I
not,
would prefer indigenous.
or other way
people, I
around.
think.
Other way around. But reservation dogs.
You
I'm
finish it.
not yet. No, I'm a third way through the final season. So
It's different.
both the reason I bring it up is because Echo and Reservation Dogs are both steeped
Oh,
in Native American
Big.
mythology.
The guy that plays Big is her, at least in
Oh,
Yes.
Hawkeye's her
that's
father.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yes, because I saw some things in the Echo trailer, I was like, oh, they're gonna explore that side of things too. That's pretty cool. So
Which is, I don't know, whatever. I mean, 5 episodes, that just broke my heart a little bit. There's so much content for 5 episodes, but
well, it's
I'll take what we
yeah,
get.
it's 5 hours worth of stuff. So, but anyway, there's that. I got one other thing. I'll talk about it very quickly. I promise. Mom Brain knows what I'm talking about. Have either of you seen this lady on TikTok who shows what she eats throughout the day? She's I don't think she's. I think she's Scottish. I'm gonna say Scottish.
Yeah,
I don't believe I've seen her.
She came up on my For You page last week, and I am hypnotized by this woman. She shows what she eats in a day. She plays the stupidest song along with it, and it's the best. Like it, I don't know why, but
It's
every
always
time
the same song.
always the
Always.
same song. Now, it wasn't when she started her account, but now that she's blowing up, she uses the same song. And every time I scroll up and I hear that song, I'm like, here we go, baby. And she eats so much in a day. It's insane.
And it's all like processed,
yes.
heavy, like
And I'm not food
So she's
shaming
not
and I'm
healthy.
not weight shaming at all. It's just the sheer fact that a human out there eats what she's eating
and isn't
in a day.
Is she a heavy woman? Is she like a?
Honestly, she's not that heavy. She is
I
heavy,
think I have
but she's
seen
not that heavy.
it's
but
just-
not hers.
it's the nature of the food. It's just like, my God, it's all just like
Right.
rich, salty. I mean, she
Yes.
puts salt on pizza. She's put
Oh, it's
like,
Paula Dean.
I mean, it's just wild.
No, without the racism. It's
I feel like maybe I did see that because I remember seeing a video, but it wasn't her video. It was like
her
a
name is
Stitch with somebody else.
her name for people to go check it out on your own. Hi, Marsboro. Her name is Abby Taylor Bannigan. ABBY
Can you just show me?
TAYLOR BANNIGAN.
Oh,
It's already-
Anastasia Beaverhausen's on
I
it.
knew Anastasia Beaverhausen was going to know who this was. Yes, we're not going to watch him on a podcast or anything, but staggering. Like Mom Brain said, it's like in one day she'll go to like McDonald's and Domino's, and then like to a corner market for like she'll buy like a box of chocolates that's like, holiday assortment chocolates, but like eats that day. It's like something you would put out for like the family and be like, have chocolate. Yeah, again, not knocking her, not shaming her at all. It's just like I'm in awe. And everybody in the comments is so nice because they're like, I don't get it. You have to be spending an insane amount of money, but I've never wanted someone's life so bad before. And just watch her stuff.
And I think she tells her boyfriend too. Like she shows her boyfriend, and he's eating like similarly. Like it's not.
He eats the same food, but I don't know that he eats it as often or as much as she does. But yeah, like the amount of
it's metabolism to drop out. Am I right?
My metabolism.
I hope
poor.
I hope it doesn't happen. I hope she lives like that forever and enjoys life to the fullest, because I watch it and I'm like, I want to do that. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'll have to show you guys one later on, because
I've been eating way too much Halloween candy
blowing.
because I was like, I'm gonna get a bag for trick-or-treaters and a bag for myself, and then half the bag for the trick-or-treaters was left. So
and you're like, trick myself. It's a treat for me.
So I teach in a middle school.
Got your brownie over there, by the way.
And all the teachers got together and made we like made our own Halloween smorgasbord in the faculty room, and it was just heaps and piles of crap. It was cookies and brownies and candy and like just
I can see it now.
It was so great. And
that'd be my Scrooge McDuck vault, jump into like Hostess cakes and candies and everything.
It was one of those moments, that it was like the kids are gonna go out and get all their candy, but like we're gonna gorge in the faculty room today. It was great.
Mom Rain, come on, we got to get to video game news.
I will say this: I put out a bowl of a bunch of different things. Like I got a bag, and I specifically got the bag that had the Rolos, like individually packaged Rolos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, these kids they're gonna know luxury. I left it the bowl on my step. More Rolos than anything were left in the bowl. I was like, what are these kids doing?
They don't know what a Rolo is.
Yeah, but like, try something.
No, come on.
No, he's right, Rami. It's Halloween. Like, that's when you do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure when you all were kids as Halloween, you were like, hey, do you have the Smarties or the can you give me the good and plenties? Give me good and plenties because I should try something. You're like, no, give me fistfuls of Reese's and Three Musketeers and
but you have a bunch of
Butterfingers
those.
And Snickers. Listen, I disagree 100% here.
Score
if you want to do that, go ahead.
As you talked about recently,
but
Rolos are like candy for kings. Man.
I'm not saying Rolos are bad. I love Rolos. I'm just saying if you're a kid and you're out to get candy and you see a candy you don't want and you've never had, then you're not going to take it. You're not going to be an 8-year-old and be like, I should branch out and try.
But your parents are totally like, hey, grab that Rolo.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep living in the dark, kids.
All right, Mom Brain, hit me with the news jingle. We got Nintendo news to talk about. This, what the hell is this show, huh?
Yeah, right.
Fire.
What's that vision saying?
Rolos suck. I forgive you.
Rolos suck. Oh no. I still says, can I please have the Necco Gray wafer, sir? Yeah, there you go.
So my therapist is like a sugar fiend, and she adores Necco wafers. She keeps like a huge bowl of them in the
I've
office.
never had one. I'm sure they're
make
fine.
Those, like, around the corner.
I guess as a little kid, I should have taken them.
She keeps them.
Smarties they're like the same, right? Like they've made it all kind of the same.
I don't know. And she like knows that they're gross, but she loves them.
It's all rubble dust compressed into a puff, sprinkled sugar in.
Yeah, they empty like the collection hopper at the end that collects.
Get
all
the
dust.
vacuum and empty out the bag. We got to make some Necco wafers.
They empty the air conditioning, like the air handler.
Sprinkle sugar in there. Kids will eat it. All right, let's do some Nintendo news. Here's a tidbit of information about Nintendo I did not know. Turns out we have Coleco to thank for Nintendo existing as far as video games go, because ColecoVision was quite popular, and Nintendo was the king of playing cards at the time. They were the #1 playing card manufacturer, but they were branching out into other things. And Coleco and Nintendo talked to each other, and Nintendo was like, hey, we want to bring the ColecoVision to Japan. And Coleco's like, great, let's do it. And Nintendo's like, We want to do everything. The marketing, the packaging, we want to do it all. And Coleco's like, yeah, let's talk about it. So they talked about it and they couldn't come to an agreement. And that led to Nintendo making the Famicom.
Crossroads in history.
Yep. This information comes from former Coleco executive Brent Reiner. He shared the whole story, but he says, what happened? We went to Japan and we were willing to sell the game console to them at 10% below our wholesale price, blah, 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 blah. They couldn't strike a deal. We spent several hours talking to Nintendo's president, and finally we decided to walk out and no deal was made. Nintendo's president at the time said that they would just develop their own game console. Somebody else at Coleco, Leonard Greenberg, laughed at the comment, and the rest is history. They, of course, got into the market, and we really lost out. So Nintendo's president was like, no deal? Fine. We'll just make our own console. ColecoVision laughed at them and left. Probably, I wouldn't laugh because it's a business meeting, but outside with my friends, I'd laugh and be like, they're just going to make a game console? And then the Famicom came around, and Coleco's like, hey, we made a mistake. So there you go. It shows you how... what's the word I'm looking for? Nintendo's old president was like brutal. He was iron rule with an iron fist, and it was just like, oh, you say we can't do that? Well, we're going to do it anyway. So, yes, Coleco probably regrets that decision because ColecoVision or Coleco never, they never came back to prominence in any real way, shape, or form. So that's that.
Yet,
that's right.
Yeah, don't
waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Well, now ColecoVision makes love hotels, so they just did a swip swap,
and now they're going to try and woo Shuntaro Furukawa, Nintendo's president, now to a love hotel and wine and dine them and be like, maybe Coleco be like, we could sell the Switch 2 in America for you guys.
He better say yes, because if he says no, Plan B is they drug him, put a dead hooker in the room.
Yep. And then Plan B actually comes around. Tendonen says, existing console maker tries to make deal with an outside company. Deal falls through. Company becomes a console maker on their own and dominates. History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. Yes, because Nintendo had the same thing happen to them, except the other way around, and it led to PlayStation. So that's
it's like
right.
Poetry, so they rhyme.
Just that the world is as George Lucas describes it. So,
but you know what? It's great that. Well, certainly this is great that it worked out the way it did for Nintendo lovers, but that PlayStation thing's kind of great too, right? Like
more competition, more ways to play games. It's all fine by me. Yeah. And the crazy part is
I made a watermelon, guys.
Congratulations.
It feels so good to do that, doesn't it?
Nintendo managed to still hang around in the industry after that, and to an even greater have multiple decades where they dominated the Wii and the DS, the Switch right now. So that's crazy. Like, that shows it's not just like business guys who are running the company. Like, they have people who care about gaming and know how to make games. Speaking of hardware, we saw a patent from Nintendo. Now, again, as I always say, we don't necessarily know what Nintendo's going to do with this patent, and just because they patent an idea doesn't mean it's going to see release. As we always talk about, there was those amazing Wii patents of the kid riding the rocking horse with the Wii mode in it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the kid sitting on like the bouncy ball thing, like that.
There was a Mario Kart inflatable too, right?
Wasn't
yes,
there a great song
that
in
was
that
real.
too? Wasn't there like a really good song in the? Wasn't there like
This is a
mock-up?
patent. It was an image,
Yeah, but
so I
didn't
don't
they
know what
make
you're
a
talking about.
mock-up? What was the mock-up
Are you talking about the
commercial?
Wii-Wah?
Maybe.
That's not Nintendo. That's
That was
another
a-
company.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is. It's
Oh,
Kirby.
Kirby.
Woo! Sounds like he
I
lost
put
his
a
voice
chair
or something.
somewhere, didn't I?
Oh, there it is.
Didn't I put it here somewhere?
It's right outside the door.
Oh, yes. Right outside
I
the-
probably walked right by it. I'm
Outside
sorry.
the garage door?
It's right. Please go sit outside, Kirby.
Hell
Oh, and
yeah.
he's out. Goodbye, Kirby.
Goodbye, Kirby. So, yes, this new patent came up again. We don't know if we don't know if we'll ever see the light of day as an actually released product, but it looks like a 3DS. So it is portable.
DS, or does it say somewhere in the patent that it has 3D capability?
No, I said it looks like a 3DS.
It looks upside down in this picture, doesn't it?
That angle that they put that in, yeah.
Well, that's just to show that you can lay in bed holding it up and it won't smack you in the face.
I struggled with
Also, there's no buttons. There's just
that's right. I struggled with the angle to show the picture, but I ended up just going with what was in the patent because I'm like, this doesn't look right. But anyway, it looks like a 3DS, but there are two major differences. Number one, there is a screen on the outside of the device as well. So it literally has 3 screens. What would you do on the outside screen? I don't know. I'm not Nintendo. I got no idea.
no, that's just
Do any of the
something-
screens have holes in them?
No, not according to this patent.
Not
so.
buying it.
there's also-
Um,
seems like there's only shoulder buttons.
well,
and
don't
one
read into any
thumbstick.
of that. Don't read into any of that. That's superfluous stuff that they are like. The major point of the patent is a collapsible device with an outside screen, but more importantly, the top and the bottom can be separated into 2 different devices. So you could give your friend one and you could take the other, and both of you could play local
Oh.
multiplayer right there, or with whoever.
Does it smell bad? It's got the stink lines coming off of it.
There are multiple stink lines on this. You're correct. So Nintendo
When you
really wanted
play
to
it, it
drive
heats
home
up,
that
it
this.
has
Or
that-
is that
that
is that the
melting
Spidey
plastic
sense?
No, I'm going more with stink line. They're going with the Earthbound approach here. They're going to release this and tell everybody
Oh,
this thing
nice.
stinks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Show these pictures.
And
it worked
and then
last
the game
time.
will flop
Although if you look, everything
in North
has-
America. I mean,
has a so like the 106 is over here and the 206 is on the so
Nicky Hill is
everything
referring to the numbers in the document for
so
listeners
the document
only.
has the bottom device, everything is numbered 100 whatever, the top one is numbered 200 whatever, but if you were to put them side by side they would all line up so that the 106 and the 206, so like so it is a double of everything, like it's complete mirror image.
Yes.
It's ex-
Don't forget the 20 in the middle.
No follow-up questions, please.
No, I thought you were going to say no follow-up statements from me.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I don't know what the hell Nintendo has patented so many things that they never do anything with, but maybe everybody's like, you know what I see all over the internet? This and like Switch 2 revealed. So
See, but the thing that I
it's the
that
internet
I
for you.
automatically thought of was like you can have then games like stuff from the DS or the 3DS, and one of these gets docked. So now you have a bottom and a top screen, like a big top screen. Like you're still playing in a docked system. You have like the top screen with the small handheld.
yes, there's multiple ways it could be used. It's true. I mean, I'm all for unique input methods and designs. I don't know if I will say, I think 3 screens might be too much. That might be overkill. I could see game ideas where I'd be like, oh, this is great. I get it. But yeah, it'd be more for when it's split for a different purpose. But
yeah, you got 2 eyes.
Or
Like
For
two
now,
screens is
if it's on
pushing
the
it.
back, that means if you were to close it, it would be like a like a handheld phone or something.
Mm.
yes,
tablet.
but then it also begs the question, then why do you need a second screen? Because if I could play this on the outside with just one screen, then
different types of games.
different perspectives. Conan Giga says, seems like overkill and would cost too much on top of it. 3 screens is a lot. I would have to see it in practice to be like, oh, I get it, or I don't know. But again,
I question the functionality.
this
Is
is
it- that's what
I
I'm
really,
saying.
really, really doubt this is going to be the Switch successor. And Nintendo wouldn't. Nintendo would have this patent stuff more on lockdown. So it's just a crazy idea that they got. But you never know when you might see it down the line. So that's that.
We'll see.
Take a look at the pictures, see what you think. Sakurai did another one of his game development videos. As you may know, he has a YouTube channel because the man doesn't know how to rest. When he stopped work on Smash Brothers Ultimate, he decided to do a YouTube channel where he releases 1 or 2 videos a week that are very, very highly edited and produced, and they talk about game development and game design. But every once in a while, he talks about games that he's worked on.
Wait,
And
does he do
recently-
all the editing and production of his own videos himself?
He shoots them all and records like the audio and everything, but I believe he sends
It just seems like the thing he would do.
he
'Cause he's a
sends the raw
perfectionist?
files to a team he trusts to edit them. So,
Okay.
So yeah, his most recent one was about Smash Brothers, and he talked about Smash Brothers development and also the future of Smash Brothers. So I'll give you the bullet points here. It
Does he
says
talk about the new sequel that he's working on called Smash or Pass Brothers?
no, he did not.
Oh, what about Smash Sisters?
His sequel is actually going to be like that show that's on Max, the British show where everybody's naked.
Jackpot!
We're gonna-
No, you're
Talking to
thinking
you, Mom
you're
Brain.
thinking of
I don't
Cinemax.
remember the name of it.
The dating show. That's the new.
Yes, it's not new, but it just got
Mm.
added to Max here. It's the one where everybody's standing behind a curtain,
One? Oh, yeah.
and they raise the curtain a little bit, and it's like, whose feet are so bad that you don't want to date them, and you kick them out, and then eventually it's like, whose penis or
feet
vagina are so bad that you don't
wouldn't
want to date
have
them.
sex with them.
That's what the new Smash Brothers is gonna.
with the feet.
That's what I heard. They're gonna.
Naked Attraction.
You're gonna see
See
parts
who
of
does
characters
that.
you've never
Naked
seen
attraction.
before.
Okay.
Everyone is naked. Yes, Stu. What's the matter? You look very
Mario's
confused.
nipples.
We've seen those before. We haven't seen his
Oh.
junk.
Speaking of,
Super
You know that-
Smash Mouth.
you know the TikTok guy that's like the barber, but like, you know, he like scrubs people's faces
Yes.
and right. So I saw one this morning where the guy was shirtless and he was doing the
That's what guys
business,
do at the barber.
but he was doing it on the guy's like bare chest. So he's like
Oh,
over his like
God.
nipples.
Oh.
That's a
What's
regular
that-
barber
What's
experience.
that called when you do that yourself? Like
Hot, sexy.
Arousing.
No.
No, the,
Self-care Sunday.
like it's not playing spoons. You're using your body as an instrument. What's that
Oh,
called?
ham boning.
Yeah. So he's ham boning somebody else.
Yeah.
Ham
I'm going down to the
boning.
barber to get a ham bone.
Like it's like a
No.
cut is $25. A shave is
See
$15.
what we-
Ham boning.
I really
See
need
what
my
we-
haircut, but ham bone is so much cheaper.
It's good to know we can still go as bald men. We can
That's
still go to
right.
the barber
That's
and
right.
get ham boned on
Uh,
our
You
nipples at
can, you
least.
can.
At the very least.
We do ham boning.
Uh,
It's in the back
uh,
room, but we still do it here. Yeah.
Ham bone's gonna cost you extra.
That's right. Oh, that's great. So anyway, talking about Smash Brothers in general, he says when Wii U and 3DS got its final presentation, he moved on to his proposal for Ultimate. So right away, he's like, Smash Brothers, Wii U and 3DS is done. Now right into the next Smash Brothers. Sakurai also said he wanted to use VR support for Smash Brothers, but he decided that before Nintendo Labo existed. So was Nintendo like, oh, we're gonna do something a little VR, or we're like, we're not doing VR? We don't know. He said when he was considering newcomers for Smash Brothers and Smash Brothers Ultimate, he referenced the Smash Ballot. The Smash Ballot was the thing where fans got to nominate characters that they wanted to see in the game. Smash Ballot got 1.8 million votes. So he looked at the pool and was like, people want Banjo-Kazooie, people want Sora,
People want Alf.
Alf. Couldn't make Alf happen, but the other ones he could.
They want the Noid.
Very easy to work with Disney to get Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but Alf, they got that locked down, so couldn't happen.
Who owns Alf? Nobody owns.
He owns
Alf.
himself. He's,
Wait, what-
he's
What's
notoriously
the name of the
difficult in
family? What's the name of the
negotiations.
family?
The Tanners?
The Tanners own them. There you go.
Is it really
Or,
Tanners?
or wait,
That's the Full House.
Yeah,
family.
sorry,
They could
sorry.
both be Tanners.
what was the what was the name of the family in Elf?
The Willies.
Yeah. Say that.
Hey Willies.
Hey, Willie.
Somebody in the chat will help us out. He
They were-
says,
Hey was his first name?
Hey Willie. Yeah.
Yeah, Ms.
Between 100 or 70 and 100 changes for each
Ah.
returning fighter were made.
Tanner.
Were they both Tanners?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sakurai noted that creating another single-player mode for Smash Brothers Ultimate like Subspace Emissary would have been too much work. They just had too much other stuff to do, and they didn't have the time. So that's why they did World of Light, because it was something a little bit beyond what the old-school single-player would have been, but not as intricate as Subspace Emissary. Trophies were cut because of the cost and the amount of labor it would need to get that done. And Sakurai says it's hard to imagine where Smash Brothers will go next due to the scope of Ultimate. But that said, Sakurai says he always feels this way with Smash Brothers. He's like, the next game's going to be impossible. Where do I go? And he says, so when you get to the next title, then you find out. This is what we're doing. So,
running out of characters.
I mean, there's still, come on. We already said Alf. He'll just branch out into movies and TV in general. Yeah.
Finish that story, but before you go to the next
Done.
one, you guys were talking about Naked Attraction, and Tony Delamancha called it the Great British Clothes Off, and that is like
That's
got
perfect.
me.
That's perfect. I've seen some bangers and mash on that show too. Moving
The
on.
Great British
Bangers,
Wank Off.
Ooh, great British
No
spank
knickers
off.
allowed in this area. Take off your jumper.
What's with? I'm sorry to do this and to be like a stupid American,
Put your sword in me, stone.
but I can't figure it out. Why did the
Sheath
British?
it in my lake.
Why did the British people call sweatshirts rompers? Why do they call them rompers?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably
Really?
something
We're the
racist.
ones-
Also, there's
We're the
trousers
ones,
versus
though.
pants. Like underpants are pants. Trousers are
Underwear are pants.
Yeah, something like that, right? It's
Underpants are called like your pants.
Quit saying that. You're talking about underwear, like a normal person says.
You're
correct?
talking about knickers, right?
Underwear. Yes.
Yeah, underwear. You're saying they call
Feels-
pants.
Yeah.
But
I believe so.
Yeah, the jumper is a sweatshirt.
Oh,
like
the
they're
jumper
saying.
is a
But the-
sweatshirt.
I mean, I do know what fanny means.
whoa! Not on this
Whoa.
show. Not on this
Right,
show.
sorry.
Ya minge.
Underwear
Um,
is pants in British, but there's no legs.
But we also have to acknowledge that we're the ones that are calling jumpers sweatshirts.
It's true. They came first.
the jumper came first. Okay, well, why is it called a jumper? Why? Because you jump around in them. You know what I do in them? Sweat. And it's a
I don't
shirt.
know.
Listen, it's brutal.
Maybe we shouldn't do that.
I don't think it
Maybe we
matters.
shouldn't
It cares.
Oh no, I'm not serious. We got plenty of stupid
You
names
sound
for things
serious.
too.
Well, now,
Uh,
if you sweat in something, is it technically a sweater?
man, 898 shows. My favorite thing to do in life in general
It's sweat.
and on this podcast is to have really serious conversations about stupid stuff. It's my
yeah.
favorite thing. Yes, Americans say things that are dumb. British people say things that are dumb. The whole world is dumb, everybody. I don't think anyone is dumber than the other. And again,
It's all a
that's-
monkey's breakfast,
I'm
if
all-
you ask me.
that's just joking, obviously,
Whatever that
because
means.
every country calls things by different names, and other countries are like, that's stupid. I don't really think it's stupid at all. I love that kind of stuff. I love knowing that the English people call French fries chips, or I'm trying to think of examples, but I like learning that stuff. It's interesting to me.
Is telling you jumper comes from the French word. Is that jup or jupe? I don't know. Jupe, which
Who
means
was saying it?
sweatshirt.
I'm sorry.
Z.
Oh, there you go. All right, so then if that's true, then it makes sense. But yes, I'm not seriously upset or angry at all, and I don't think anybody's stupid.
Also,
I
now
love
we live in a
talking
world
about that
where
stuff.
anytime you go to find the answer for something, you just have people trolling everywhere. So, like, I don't know what is real anymore.
Hi,
I
Fat
don't
Mish.
know what is real.
And Fat Mish says we all dummies. Now that's something we can get behind. We are all dummies.
That's the two.
What do we got? Speaking of games speaking of around the world, we have some games from around the world. If you're a Switch Online member, there's new NES and Game Boy games available right now. The NES, we have Devil World, one of Shigeru Miyamoto, Takashi Tezuka, and Koji Kondo's early Famicom games, now available in the United States for the first time ever. Devil World has never been released outside of Japan, and now you have it through Switch Online.
Which of these two games here in the thumbnail is Devil World?
Middle.
I wouldn't have guessed, but good.
Also on the NES, we have the mysterious Murasame Castle. We actually just got a Switch sequel to that recently, so now you can play the original. And on the Game Boy, the Castlevania game that has the honor of being stricken from canon, Castlevania Legends, is available. Now, is it a good Castlevania game? I enjoy it a lot.
Wait, refresh my memory. Is it the PS2 one?
Huh? No,
Wait,
this is Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
That's why earlier I said
Castlevania
Game Boy.
Legends?
Yeah, Castlevania
Oh,
Legends.
yeah, I'm sorry. I
There
missed
was
that part.
Castlevania The Adventure,
Right.
and then after that, I want to say was Castlevania. it
Wasn't
might
there
have
a
been
Castlevania
Legends.
Adventure 2, though?
Yes, but I don't know which came.
Have I ever even seen this box art? Oh my god!
I don't know.
Have you? I don't know.
I haven't.
We cannot answer that. Pete.
I apologize. I had no idea this game even existed.
Yes, this game is was canon when it came out and has since been stricken from the record, not
Okay.
canon.
I
So
thought maybe you were
why?
talking about the PS2 one,
because as we
'cause
all
I
know,
didn't recognize the title.
It matters a
Castlevania
lot.
lore is very important.
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
Especially since they don't make Castlevania games anymore.
Is the gameplay like Castlevania?
It's like old school Castlevania, yeah. I played Castlevania The Adventure when I got my Game Boy as a kid. I got 3 games: Super Mario Land, Tetris, and Castlevania The Adventure. And I loved Castlevania The Adventure, and I was like, a Castlevania game on the Game Boy. This is nuts, and it's brand new. it's pretty slow compared to other Castlevania games.
That was the first Castlevania I played, and yeah.
Well, you can only go up from there.
Exactly.
It's not a bad game, but it is very clunky for a series that is already clunky on the NES. So
yeah, even the NES games feel like more fluid than that one.
The original Castlevania is very clunky, but not as much as this Game Boy one. Castlevania Legends feels better and is speedier, but still has that clunkiness of it as well.
Okay.
But as far as the game goes, it's a fun game. As far as Castlevania goes, forget it. Stricken from the record.
Forgive me. What did I miss? Is Castlevania Legends different from Castlevania the Adventure?
Yes.
Okay. So why were you telling me about Castlevania the Adventure when I asked you about Castlevania Legends? If you liked it, if it was good for the... Forgive me. I missed why you...
You're confused.
Where did Castlevania
Because I asked you, is Castlevania Legends like classic Castlevania, and then you told me about Castlevania Adventure.
Yes, because Castlevania Adventure and Legends play exactly the same, except Legends is faster. So if you're going to play any of the Game Boy games, the Game Boy Castlevania games, this would be the one I would recommend you.
All
do.
right.
You have played Legend.
Yes, but again, it came after the Adventure, which was the first one. And I can't remember if there's an Adventure 2 or not. I thought there was a sequel. I thought there was a direct sequel.
I haven't played it, but I feel like I've seen like the box art for it. Maybe it's like a rare game as well.
Die, monster!
We take so much time to look up stupid stuff. I'm going to take time to look up Game Boy Castlevania.
Oh yeah, maybe look up something related to video games.
Why? Oh, what? Okay, Castlevania Adventure, Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. That's the sequel. And then Castlevania Legends is after that. So Castlevania Legends is the newest of the Game Boy Castlevania games.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. Well,
so the sequel to the Adventure came first.
Today.
And now it is clear. So yes, if you have Switch Online, you can go play those games. Will you? Probably not. Should you? Maybe.
If you're like a hardcore Castlevania.
Well, if you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, you should play Devil World because it's the first time it's ever been released here. Although you've probably
have you played Devil World?
No, never played it. I am definitely going to play. I've played like the little micro games for it that popped up in WarioWare over the years, but not the actual one.
And this is original. This is the original game.
Just first original from the Famicom.
How old is it?
It's on the Famicom, and it's one of the earliest games Nintendo put out. So 80-something, 85 onward somewhere.
Wow.
Tendona says, "Holy crap! 3 genuinely
dissed ColecoVision."
Yeah. Tendona says, "Holy crap! 3 genuinely notable games at once. I didn't know such a thing was possible." That's the thing here. Yeah, all these games are notable for important reasons in game history. So there you go. So hop in. We also found out the date for the final booster course pass wave in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It comes out November 9th, people. This is it.
They keep saying final things, but they keep coming out with new things.
No,
this is true.
They announced 6 waves at the beginning, and now we're at wave 6. So
didn't they just do a final something pack recently?
I think it was the announcement.
You tell me.
I think it was the announcement for this. Probably is what it was that you heard.
I thought they said it was the Final Fantasy.
So this is with this wave, all 48 additional courses will be available. So you can get the whole DLC pack and get all the 48 extra courses, which includes new and returning, making for a whopping 96 courses in total.
Diddy's back, baby.
4 shy of 100. Like, come on.
This has This has Acorn Cup and Spiny Cup, which adds 8 memorable courses from the Super Nintendo, GameCube, Wii, 3DS, and Mario Kart Tour games.
What GameCube track, I wonder?
DK Mountain, one of the best.
Oh,
with the giant barrel at the top of the mountain. Oh,
I know it well. I know.
We have Tour, the Rome Tour from Tour. Wii brings us Daisy Circuit and Piranha Plant Cove. We have the Madrid Drive Tour. We have Rosalina's Ice World from 3DS, Bowser's Castle 3 from Super Nintendo, and the Wii Rainbow Road. As Deux said, a bunch of familiar faces are coming. The peanut popping powerhouse Diddy Kong. Ooh. Finally.
Yo, peanut popper.
And the bodacious Funky Kong is joining as well from Mario Kart Wii. Good for him. But that's not all. Pauline and Peachette are also getting in, reprising their roles from Mario Kart Tour.
Peachette.
Yes. We go through this every time Peachette's mentioned.
Because it sounds like a hentai character.
No, you're thinking of Bowsette. The internet took it.
I was thinking about
So Peachette existed. When Peachette came around, they were like, oh, somebody can put on this crown and they can become this other thing. And the internet was like, well, when Bowser puts on this, or whatever it is, the crown or the mushroom, I forget, they could become Bowsette because it'd be a Bowser and a Peach combined. And then they were like, what would she do? And the internet was like, she'd get naked, of course.
She'd
So,
be a
there you go.
dominatrix.
Yes. Deux
It
heavily
looks-
researching this
It
right
looks just like Peach to me.
now. But what's the difference?
Dress.
The dress.
And she's got a mushroom crown.
That's it. The crown. So that's
Her
the whole
dress
thing.
too, though. Her dress has mushroom.
Once you put on that crown, you look
That's the
like Peach,
connection.
but you're a different version of Peach. So people said if Bowser put on that crown, you get a Bowser version of Peach.
That bothers me though.
Well, the good news is it's not real.
I know, but Bowsette would be a mix
mean, they
of
made it
Bowser
real.
Again,
and
not real.
Toadette.
Complain to the internet. Go on Rule 34 and
I'm
just
complaining.
lodge your complaint.
Does this not go on the internet?
Feels real.
Not to
Hello?
the right people.
Is
Not
the
to the right
internet
people.
out here?
I don't want to hear complaints about non-canon stuff. If you want to complain about Peachette, all ears.
What about-
Bowsette, that's not a real thing.
Can I complain about Nick Cannon stuff?
Yes,
He's
I'm
got so
on
many
pop
kids,
culture.
am
He
I
does
right?
have a lot of kids. He
If
doesn't. see 'em.
Bowsette isn't
I mean, I'm not
real, how
complaining about
come I
that.
have a real boner?
What happens when Nick Cannon puts on the crown? Peach Cannon. Peach packs a cannon.
No, it would be Nickette,
Cannon.
That
according
just-
to the Bowsette garbage that's out there.
Well, not
That's
if you
not
not if you
canon.
did it. That's not canon.
Right.
So there you go. Sticer says these booster courses have really revitalized this game for me and my friend group. There's no question in my mind now. This is the greatest Mario Kart ever made. I really don't think anybody could argue against that. You have 96 courses, the best
Yeah.
of the best from so many games, plus all the new tracks that were made for this one, plus a roster of characters we've never seen the depth of which before. Yeah,
You can't.
It's the best.
You can't.
it's the
Can't
best.
deny.
I just-
I'd love to deny it, but I can't.
How long has Bowsette been around?
Great question. I don't know. Not too long.
Because
In
I
the
never,
last 10
I
years.
never understood why that was that way, and then you just explained it. And that's
As
it
long as I've
really
been a
filled
man.
it in for me.
Well, I love
They're
you
like
to death,
putting on
Nicky
the
Hill, but usually
crown.
you hear something and you just will decide if you like it or not like it, and then never listen to why it is the way it is. Like the whole.
No, it's never been explained. It's,
well, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's
no,
like when you
never
found
been
out about
explained.
Alucard.
like I knew it was a combination.
Did you know it's Dracula spelled backwards?
I knew it was a Well, that's the different thing. You have to be a certain level of smart for that one.
It's true.
Okay.
They never explained it in the games. It's never explained.
Yeah,
And
they,
I also
never
I
explained-
I
they
also
thought too
never-
much of their
I don't-
audience,
At
I
that
guess.
time, I guess I probably never saw it written out or anything.
The
I
very
know.
like
Nicky Hill,
the
But I thought
clear,
it was. I
the
thought it
clear.
was Peach taking on Bowser's because it looks like Peach. But what you just said, you put the crown on, you turn into
Peach with
Peach
a little bit of your
variation.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
it's like when Kirby swallows something.
It is.
or someone he
Because he's not.
gets
What's
a
he really
little bit.
doing? He
See,
puts
but
on
that's,
like
again,
a hat.
That's
Come on.
Kirby taking on the attributes of something else, not something else taking on. Like if somebody.
Okay, there are subtle differences. I'll give
Yeah.
you that.
It's a big something putting on a little something.
Mm-hmm.
But becoming
It's a main thing taken on.
being taken over by the little something though.
So
What do you mean by taking
Peachette
over? Though?
is parasitic.
Yes.
Well, the crown. I don't know. Never mind. We all understand.
Okay.
It's like a
We got to a
symbiote.
point where you understood it. I don't want to go back to where you don't understand it. So you know it now.
Yeah.
Speaking of it,
try to explain it more is a little.
This is a great
too much.
segue
What?
because someone else has now taken on the characteristics of Charles Martinet to perform the voice of Wario. And yes, as we suspected, it's Kevin Afghani.
He's starting to
Wario-
wear- He's starting to wear
Oh
Hawaiian
my
shirts
God.
and
WarioWare Move It is out. And Mr. Afghani has gone on Twitter to confirm, yes, he is the voice of Wario. I was playing WarioWare Move It last night. I will talk about it later today. And I think he does a very good job. He sounds a lot like Wario. There are times when he doesn't. But to tell you the truth, whenever Wario talked more, you weren't used to hearing that because, it's wow, who I'm the best or I'm going to win or whatever.
what's he saying now?
Well, in the last few Wario games, Wario talks a lot. Like Martinet was talking a lot. I mean, like full dialogue between people.
Good.
Yeah. And you get that in WarioWare Move It. and you hear more. So Afghani's really getting to like show what he can do, and I think he does a good job. I think he does a very good job.
Are all the farts and stuff his?
I
the
haven't
test.
heard him blow the
That's the true
raspberry
test.
fart yet. I've heard farts, but I've heard lots of all the usual Wario isms.
It's like the rectal farts.
I don't know.
Supposed to what?
Mouth farts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Armpit
armpit farts. Back in the
hand farts. Yeah, there's so many.
all
farts.
right, all right.
Don't limit yourself to one kind of fart, Kirby.
Yeah, what other farts are there? Like a flarp? Like you can
Front
fart
farts.
Queefs.
Queefs, yep.
I don't necessarily expect.
That's one of the micro games in Move It. It's just queefing.
Does it make you sad that you'll never be able to queef?
No, I can fart.
Yeah, but you can't queef.
Back
but,
when I
but
so
yeah, you can't do it out of your penis, can you?
I tried
Don't
once.
tell me what I can do.
I've yet to recover.
remember when I was talking about that? Like if you could fart out of your dick, and I was saying like it'd be like a just a little. Moving on. You know what? I'll clip this and send this to Afghani. Mr. Afghani, congratulations. Here's where we talk about you being Wario, and we go directly to queefs 60 seconds later.
Dick farts.
Yep. Oh wow, my dick's gonna fart. That was Mr.
Oh
Afghani.
my
You just heard. That was not
God.
me.
I'm a Wario.
I'm gonna queef. Jesus Christ. So yes, it's confirmed. He's there, and I think he does a great job. So he's got the trifecta. He's done Wario, Luigi, and Wario. Will he do Baby Ouija and Baby Mario? Only time will tell.
Will he do Waluigi?
Oh, that's true. We still need a Waluigi in there. So I know the story said seemingly
Baby
confirmed, but as of
Waluigi.
yesterday, he confirmed it because the game's out. Top 20 Switch games in Japan for October. I won't make you guys guess because it's Japan, but I will make you guess the number one game.
Suika game.
Suika game number one in Japan. Yes, it beat out Mario, obviously because Mario only had the last 10 days. But
And it's $3. Here's your $3.
$3. Here's your top 20 in
Is that like the
Japan.
first. Now that's like an indie. Is that an indie title?
Mm-hmm. All the way.
Is that the first indie title to like be number one on any chart?
No, there's
Like
been
that?
tons.
Like what?
Undertale, Doki Doki Literature Club, Cave Story.
These are all number one on the
yeah.
chart.
They've all been number one. Yeah.
Real
This
proud of you.
is, I would say, the lowest profile company I've ever seen get a number one,
Yeah.
without a doubt. But yes, it does happen. It just happened a couple weeks ago with something. It was Vampire Survivors was number one when it came out on Switch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that good.
They're big hits. By the way, Vampire Survivors is getting an update. It just got a free update, some winter themed update. But they also announced they're doing another big update that's going to add like an adventure mode, like some like
Oh.
levels and story, like not like all hugely detailed, but it will be a level.
I might actually really enjoy that.
I'm back in for that. Yeah, that's cool. And as far as I know, that is a free update too.
Oh, nice.
Ponkel, the developer
Very
of the
nice.
game, the sole developer, Ponkel, after the game has been such a big hit, he's like, I'll keep updating this game until I don't have ideas, and I'll do almost all of them for free. So really cool.
Yeah, I bought it on Steam actually.
Yeah, I have this. I have the Xbox version and the Switch version.
Oh, okay.
Number 20. So again, this is October in Japan, Switch only, eShop. Kirby's Dream Buffet, Smash Brothers, Splatoon 3, Return to Shiranagasu Island, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Minecraft Stardew Valley, Shiren the Wanderer, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 11 is Monster Hunter Rise. Now we're into our top 10. By the way, Shiren the Wanderer, really awesome to see it at number 13. They announced the new Shiren the Wanderer game, and they said the only reason they're doing a new Shiren the Wanderer is because the re-release of the Wii one on Switch did way better than they expected, and they had an idea for a new Shiren, but they're like, do people want it? Literally, the re-release on Switch sold well enough for them to be like, we got the money, we can do it. So that you guys did it. Congratulations.
You did it, RMC.
Shiren the Wanderer is one of the Wii games I am keeping. I really love those games. They're a lot of fun. And we're getting a brand new one, so that's cool.
I don't know what they are.
They're dungeon
There it is.
crawlers, but they're
They're like roguelikes.
Yes.
Right?
And enemies only move when you move. So you can sit and plan out your moves all you want, but you actually move the character. It's not turn-based. Well, I guess technically it's turn-based, but it's not menu fighting. Like you move on a grid pattern, and whenever you move, an enemy will move, or they'll move 2 squares, or they can move diagonally. And you explore dungeons, and they're just a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. And because the Wii was so popular, I don't think we ever got a Sheer and the Wanderer game until the Wii came out. And there was that era in the middle of the Wii where everybody's like, this is our chance to try stuff that would have never released outside of Japan, which is why we got Sheer and the Wanderer and the DS era too, Ace Attorney and all that stuff. It paved the way for games that would have never otherwise come here.
Objection.
But the top 10, Tears of the Kingdom, Human Fall Flat, Pikmin 4, Rune Factory 4 Special, Dicey Dungeon, another great game if you haven't played that. Detective Pikachu Returns, Overcooked 2, Jinsei Game. Number 2 is Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and number 1, Suika Game. There you go.
Yeah, baby.
The Suika Game.
Suika.
Love is real. They've sold over 3.5 million copies so far, and the game just came out in September.
But this is the 20 most downloaded, so Super Mario Wonder could still be like selling more than Suika Game.
Mm-hmm.
But
again,
physical copies.
Mario
but
went
these are
to
the
number 2 digitally in 10 days.
Yeah.
Suika Game came out in September, so it had all the month. So it had millions of sales already. There you go. Sega bringing back the old console wars, the old Mario Sonic days. Sega's division manager, Osamu Ohashi, Sega shared an internal interview. And in the interview, they talked about the path forward for Sonic. They were like, what's next for Sonic? I love the idea of Sega asking themselves what's next for Sonic. But Mr. Osamu...
I mean, they have no idea.
Mr. Ohashi, I'm sorry, had an answer. And he says, simply put, I want to surpass Mario. Sonic is a game that was originally developed to compete with Mario.
And I want $1 million bucks.
And it
ain't
still
gonna happen,
hasn't-
Omashi.
And if my mother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle.
And if my mother had wheels, she'd have been a bike.
Ohashi. Just want to say that.
I said it wrong on purpose. Sorry, Mr. Ohashi-san.
I just didn't want it to
Respect.
come across poorly for you. Sonic is a game that was originally developed to compete with Mario, and it still hasn't achieved that goal. Our goal is to catch up and surpass Mario because we respect Mario. I want people to play it all over the world, including Japan, like Mario. And I want the movie to be bigger hit than Mario.
It was the finest piece of game I ever had, and I had it all over the world.
I would like Universal to create a Sonic area as well. That's our goal for those of us who love Sonic. You know, because they respect Mario, I get it. Yes. Whoops. Sonic could get there, certainly. It could happen.
But doesn't it feel a little unimaginative to be like Mario? Sonic. We want to do everything Mario did. Like,
No. Like, there's Sonic movies already, and there's Sonic games. So of course, yes, you want to have the same success Mario does. Yeah, they're not saying like we want the same movie. Or the only thing I'll give you is the theme park. They're like, we want Universal to come to us and say, give us a Sonic Land. So that I'd agree with you a little bit on.
Cares about
Who makes the Sonic movie?
Universal.
Is it Universal?
Paramount.
So now you have to wait for a Paramount
P-Mount.
Park. Could you imagine a ride where you sit and every cart is like spinning like this as it goes through like a roller coaster, and then everybody gets off dead?
It's incredibly fast, too fast for humans to survive,
And
and
you're
they
spinning
force
the
feed
whole
you
time.
chili dogs before you get in. And
Oh my god.
yeah, but you know, it's Sega. Of course, it'd be stupid
So
to be
basically,
like,
they're killing them.
you know, I would have taken a different approach about saying what I wanted for Sonic. I wouldn't be like, we want what Mario's got. It's
And if you're gonna do it like, I mean, yeah, it comes off weird, but if you're gonna do it like, we want to be like this thing, you're not gonna be like, we want the success of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
You know, you're obviously gonna pick the greatest platformer, most famous of all time.
You'd be like we want Sonic to be the #1 IP in the world. We want Sonic to have a #1 movie, like all that stuff. Like you say it like that. It's just and they said it's out of respect for Mario, and I get it, but it's just like I don't know.
It's a little lame.
Don't try and. I think the reason why not just Mario but Nintendo's so popular is because they don't chase the success of others. They do their own thing. I think if Sega focused more on doing their own thing with Sonic rather than chasing successes, then it might fare better.
Yeah,
Not that Sonic's hurting or anything.
They come off a
but
little bit desperate, if you ask me.
Sonic's hurting in Japan. People in Japan do not care about
I'm
Sonic
sorry if you
anymore.
asked this. Was this question asked?
This was Sega asking themselves.
Right. Okay.
Sega
that
said, "Hey
changes it,
Sega."
too. If they were at like a press conference or like a
Mr.
release,
Ohashi sat in a chair like where I am and said, "What's the
spoke to
future
a
Sonic?"
hologram of himself.
No, then he got up and walked around to your chair. And yeah, it's a strange thing to internally interview for. I don't know why, but
It's like that Tom Waits did a like press conference and filmed it and everything, and like it's like 10 minutes long or something. He's answering questions and talking to people in the crowd, and then at the very end the camera pulls back and it's an empty room and he just turns the tape recorder off and walks off. It's amazing.
that's what this was. This
Yeah,
is
it's exactly
what-
that.
Vin Loria says, "I welcome them to try. Sonic and Mario both trying to outdo each other has always led to two reaching for the ever greater heights." Yeah, of course I want Sega to try and make the greatest Sonic game they could. And my understanding is, not my understanding, my feeling is, how do I say this? Sega doesn't know how to make Sonic games anymore that really resonate with the fan base. They don't not resonate with them, but
Well, what was wrong with this latest one? I guess you haven't played it yet, but isn't
no,
that supposed to
Frontiers
be
I've played, Frontiers. Oh no, I haven't
the
played
one
Sonic.
that came out the
Yeah.
same day as Mario Wonder? Or something?
I haven't played it yet. I haven't started. I played the hands-on session and it was good, but reviews came out and it's like it's good. It's all right. Like our reviewer who tackled it was like, it's got good moments, but it's also got issues. Like they just can't especially when it comes to 2D Sonic. Sega, I don't think Sega can get it anymore.
Completely different game than what Mario offers.
Well, that's fine and that's
No,
good,
but,
but
you can't
Sega
really-
should be the ones who should know how to do that.
But you can't. I feel like you can't ever really compete with it because Sonic is all about like buzzing around and bouncing off things and like jumping around and like.
But that's not what Sonic's fast. That's not what made Sonic good back in the day. He had moments of speed and loops and all that, yes, but the platforming was there too. You had moments of just pure platforming, jumping around, like just like Mario. Like making a Sonic that's all that speed. That's not what Sonic's about. And that's why when Sonic Mania came along, Sega was like, "We don't know how to do these 2D Sonic games anymore. You do them."
I mean,
and it was fans who made fan-made Sonic games to form companies to do their own games. They made Sonic Mania, and everybody's like, "This is it. This is what 2D Sonic should be. This is what it was like," and it's been innovated upon as well. And now Sega's like, "We know how to do a new 2D Sonic," and they get Sonic Superstars, and people are like, "It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad," but nobody would say it's. I don't think many people would say it's as good as Mania. I gotta play it still. Maybe I'll sing a different tune when I'm done. But yeah, I mean, our reviewer that tackled it, he really, really knows his classic Sonic, and he didn't hate the game, but he didn't love the game. It was just it's a good game. So I don't know. I don't know what it's so. I guess it's not unheard of. I was gonna say it's so strange to me that a company can lose what makes its franchise great. But like, look at Halo. Like Halo's going through the same thing. Halo's been struggling for a while now. But Halo, you had a whole different team come in. But I guess it's Sega. All the developers who were there probably aren't there anymore. But Nintendo, while a lot of their major developers are still there, Nintendo goes out of their way to foster the new generation to show them, here's how we did it. These are important, but also do your own thing as well and merge those two together. So I don't know.
They need more like, what is it, butt rock?
Got enough butt rock for sure.
More Hoobastank doing their soundtracks.
Yeah,
or Jizz from Star Wars. That's the kind of music that we need.
What do they
need
call
more
them
Jizz
now?
players.
Oh, Jats. Sorry,
Jats. Jats.
Forgive me.
Oh, they changed it, didn't they? Sorry.
Well, it'll always be Jizz to us. We're big Jizz lovers
Yeah,
here.
we talked about that, but I had to read it on my own to find out that it was referenced as Jats in a book.
In a book, huh?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Yeah.
Wait,
'cause
they
I
made
was-
a book about Star Wars?
They did.
Well, there's a lot of other
What?
books that are separate storylines,
What's
not
the-
separate storylines, but like branching storylines.
Well,
and
it's the
stuff.
first I'm hearing about.
When I saw they had a
Oh.
book about jets, I jizzed everywhere.
I jest everywhere.
And yeah, so in one of those books, they reference the musicians, and it's Jats.
PC says it's
All right.
still jizz to me, damn it.
Yeah,
Hi,
right. I mean,
PC.
I don't know. With jizz, like you don't just listen to it; you feel it.
You feel?
know?
I felt it, man.
Oh,
I
you feel
felt
it all over you.
You can taste it.
I feel it in my
Yeah.
toes.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it could be hot.
It really sticks with you.
You got to feel jizz in your soul, man.
For your recommendation, the GoNintendo Podcast. Oh, by the way, guys, Good Pods. I forgot to say this. Good Pods, which is a service that collects podcasts and is trying to make it
no.
easier for people to find podcasts. We are officially in the top 100 on Good Pods. Everybody, we did it.
Well, we
Congratulations!
were until
to us.
this.
Top
Now we're
100
number
overall,
top. Now we're
or-
top
We
10.
blew it.
Top 100 overall. Yes. Top.
So that they
100
collect-
overall.
Like they have a room somewhere of hosts of podcasts in glass vases or something.
No, they
Careful.
they sort them by the amount of jizz talk, and we surfaced. We exploded on their charts.
Yeah.
We're not doing that as a top story. North America, we will do this now. Again, remember, I will not give you any hints, but let me check. Okay. One of the games I mentioned here is the one I was talking about for that press release earlier. So again, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's one of these games, so feel free to speculate. North America, what do we get this week? We got WarioWare Move It. Also, Mom Brain,
Yes.
we got Fashion Dreamer. You know, remember Style Savvy?
My mom was really.
This is the new Style Savvy, made by the same team, just not published by Nintendo, so they can't call it Style Savvy. But this is the new one, Fashion Dreamer. Look it up. My Time at Sandrock. Star Ocean, the second story R. Star Ocean, this is a remake of the second Star Ocean game, and I've heard it is pitch perfect. I've heard it's exactly what a remake of an RPG should be. So if you've never played Star Ocean, or you're a big fan of the series, or you really like the second one in particular, I hear this is an excellent one to pick up. So there you go. 5-in-1 Classics, Fashion Bubble Mania. Alien Hominid HD and Alien Hominid Invasion. So the original in
I
HD
remember that game.
and the sequel, brand new sequel out now.
I
You
wish
get-
they had the extraterrestrial bundle for that alien hominid.
they do.
What?
You
that
can get
both?
both
Is it-
games in
Get
one.
out
By
of
the way,
town.
I know you're joking, but Alien Hominid is made by the people who made Castle
Crashers.
Oh, he knows.
And
Uh,
so,
it's good. They're
what's-
fun games.
are the prices the same? That would be silly, right?
For outside of the bundle,
Yeah.
the bundle gets you a better deal. Yes.
Great. Good for them.
Amability or Amability.
What?
Amability. Amability.
Either way is fine.
Mabel Italy.
Arcade Archives. Burning Force. BioBlock.
I had Burning Force with my BioBlock last night.
Blasphemous and Blasphemous 2 bundle. And yes, Nicky Hill, that will be cheaper than buying them individually. Burnout. Not what you think it is. Chicken Journey. Mom Brain, I showed you a trailer for that a long time ago.
Yes.
Finally
Burnout
out.
is you're playing as a
Work at a convenience store as a teenager. City Parking Driver. Draw the Path Simulator. Cobalt Core. DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing. And yes, it does have Shrek in it, everybody. Ebenezer and the Invisible World.
Why it's yours, Ebenezer?
Egg Console, Thexder, PC 8801, Mark II SR. Oh my God. Eigengrau. Sure. Excessive Trim.
Do you like my haircut? No, I think it was an excessive trim.
Farmer Bundle. Foosball League Cup, Arcade Table Football Simulator. FX Unit Yuki, the Henshin Engine. Geometric Brothers. Sounds like a really bad wrestling team.
Is he
Wait
rectangular?
a minute, whose music is that? That's the Geometric Brothers.
He's rectangular.
The squared circle.
The geometry of
rectangular.
Geometric Brothers.
Have fun together. Historical trilogy. Jumanji Wild Adventures. And yes, that does have the actual likenesses of The Rock and Jack Black and the other two people.
Not my Jumanji.
Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan,
And
Danny DeVito,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Thank
Hart.
you.
He's in those movies.
Let's Sing 2024. Makeup Artist. Merge Games Adventure Bundle. Merge Games Cleaning Bundle. Merge Games Pixel Bundle. Ninja or Die. Shadow of the Sun. One Night Burlesque. Razor Wire. Real Car Parking 2024 Driving Simulator. Salt and Sacrifice.
Wait, there's 2 parking simulators? There's City Parking Driver?
Got a lot of cars to park, man. Street Basketball Club Sport Throw Simulator. Tappy Word 1, 2, 3, and Infinite.
Wow.
All of them.
Jeez.
The Little Mermaid Visual Harmony. The Smurfs 2, The Prisoner of the Greenstone. Thirsty Suitors. Wettery. White Wings. World of Horror.
You're
No.
excited about World of Horror?
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
I got you. World of Horror. Again, I really, 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 really recommend that game to you. If you like spooky games, World of Horror. Awesome.
Ooh, I love it
Is that
Awesome.
the
spooky.
1-bit or 2-bit?
1-bit, yep. But oh man, it's so cool. Such a cool idea. Really unlike it's got elements of games I've played before, but all together in this, it's a very cool idea.
Spooky season's over.
And finally, World of Tanks. I'm sorry.
Whoop, whoop.
WW2 Tanks Battle. World War II Heroes Troopers Machine Sim.
WWII.
Rolls off the tongue.
yeah, that was the whole
and,
title.
No comment.
Josh, could you please?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
The real deal.
I feel a lot of pressure right now, a little bit of anxiety. It's the week of November
The week of our Lord.
2nd, the year of our Lord 2023. These are the games
music.
that are on their way or have already launched in Europe this week.
Great point. Great point.
30 sports games in one. Don't ask what the sports are. That's just the name of the game. Ace Robot Combat. Ace Robot Combat. Alien Hominid
Like a robotic
HD
bat.
and Alien Hominid Invasion. Ooh, looks like they don't have the Alien Bundle, whatever it was called, because it's not here and I don't remember what it was called.
I don't either.
The Extraterrestrial Bundle.
I think you're right.
So you
I heard it's an out of this world deal.
Unfortunately, Europe, you're going to have to pay full price for both games. Maybe. Alive Paint. Alpha Particle. Amazing Mage.
Not amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing, mate.
Dunking Donuts. Arcade Archived. Dow!
Did you not say Arcade Archives?
Arcade Archives. Dow. Ooh. Barbie Dreamhouse Adventure.
I got a review copy of this. I did not ask for it.
What, Barbie Dreamhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, but are you going to review it?
No,
There
That
we go.
sounds like
I
something.
never
we
said I
do.
would.
I know. Referencing an old
BioBlock.
thing.
Chicken Journey. Find out the reason why the chicken crossed the road.
Oh.
I think that's the actual story of the game. I'm not
I
lying.
mean, what else would it be?
From farm to table.
Nice. Chicken Journey. City Parking Driver. Dow, the Path Simulator. I almost said Survivor. Cry Machina.
Love that art style in Cry Machina. I think it's Cry Machina. Yeah, you know,
Desoladium.
every time I look at that word, I'm like, how am I supposed to say this? I would say it how you said it.
Well, this one is hard too.
Mm.
Dog.
Just dog. D-O-G, that's it. Just dog.
DOG. Just want to make that sure. You're not getting a game called DAWG. It's DOG.
That's right.
DreamWorks Trolls Rescue Remix.
That's right, guys. Play the game before the movie comes out.
Is that what's the?
It's related to the movie, but
Is it
that's not the
related,
name of the
though?
movie.
How many of those
That's
movies
the
are there?
Embargo
Oh my
game.
God, so many.
No, it's not.
It feels like there's one like at least once
I
or
think there's
twice a
only- I
year.
think this is only the third game or movie.
Trolls
okay.
movie, I think so, but this one has Keenan
Ivory Waynes.
Thompson.
Thompson. Thank you. God.
Oh, okay.
Who is also in Nintendo's new Switch commercial.
He's also in the new Good Burger 2 movie.
I wrote a Patreon
Ooh, he's throwing a bone
about
to Kel.
about celebrities in video game commercials, and Nintendo has done a lot. But I want to know like what data Nintendo has where it's like we need a Switch commercial with Keenan Thompson. Like, is
I mean,
any
he's coming out with the Good Burger movie.
maybe that's it.
Seems like everyone likes him.
He's sticking around with SNL, right? Like,
He's their longest tenured
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
employee
Like, he's-
ever, player, whatever they call him.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're. I mean, he's probably at a part in his career where he can just go to his agent and be like, "Look, I like this company, this company, this company." Maybe
Yeah.
reach out to him or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna stretch my neck out here. Listeners in Discord, this will be for you. Keenan actually let me think about how I'm going to do this joke that no one's going to care about.
Keen on what?
Kel went to Keenan and was like, "Hey Keenan, I heard you're working with Nintendo now. Is it true?" There you go. That's for the ones that know.
Nice.
That's for the ones that know.
It's from one of the Mario games when somebody asked Peach if it was true.
Is that what it is?
It's probably from Good Burger. I have no idea.
Or
Thank
all
you, Kurt
that?
Dog.
Is it from all that?
Oh, Red Souza, my man, Red Souza. Thank you. Continue with your list, please.
Eigengrau,
Hi, William George.
Fashion Dreamer,
Hi, Darmani. Sorry. It's the one chance I get to dip into the Discord.
Fashion Dreamer, and then Fusion Paradox,
Hi, Malakayla.
FX, Unit Yuki, the Henshin Engine, Geometric Brothers, Headbangers Rhythm Royale, Hero Survival, Jigsaw Advent Calendar.
Have all the fun of an advent calendar, but without the candy? Come on. What?
Although,
Do you know I never got candy in an advent calendar until maybe like
I'm
5-6
not
years ago when my
surprised.
mom started getting
What
us-
were yours before? Did they have
They were
toys
just
in them or
no,
something?
just doors. That was it.
Oh my god.
Someone
Your
was
mother's
stealing
horrible.
the candy, I think.
No, it
Well, I
was
mean,
just-
that chocolate is usually
what
pretty
was the-
bad
what
anyway.
was
It
that?
doesn't
the
matter
brand?
how
Like,
bad
what was
it
the
is.
theme?
It
oh, they
doesn't
were always
matter.
beautiful. They were
But
always
they were
Usually
empty?
is the worst
Yeah,
chocolate.
they were just little.
Yeah.
They're just like flaps.
I mean, in Europe, they're a lot
That's
better.
a load of
What
garbage.
was
It's
it,
not to
flat?
sound like a
Yeah.
snob.
It was flat, and you opened. Yeah,
It wasn't
okay. So
religious,
there was like an
right?
image or
No,
something.
never.
Yeah. So you
But they were
literally
always
just got
beautiful.
a
Like,
piece
you
of
open
paper with
it up-
numbers on it?
No, but you open
Down.
it up, and there's like a
Well,
little
the-
picture. Or something.
There's
Like
one
you're
in
opening up a
there's one
door
in
window.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and that one didn't have any chocolate in it.
Yeah, but
True.
that's all right. So I remember
that's
that movie well, but did they ever use that in the actual, like, did anybody interact with it, or is it just a go between scenes
Yeah.
thing?
It was more of a timekeeper,
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
for the film.
Because what else would you use it for? Because it's a piece of garbage. Like, you can't. I'm so
it-
upset about this.
It's decorative. Like you've never heard of like decorating for
It's a
Christmas.
calendar. It's a calendar.
Yeah, what
a
calendar?
decorative
Special
calendar. You
calendar.
could put those two words together,
It's an
sir.
interactive
You know what I
calendar.
like about a calendar? How you can look at it and see the date. Now you gotta hunt down what date is
But
first.
that's
Because what do you do? You're like, what's today's date? Oh, here it is. Let me go peel back the door. That says the number. This is stupid.
But it's a
No,
countdown
it's
to
not just the
Christmas.
number. It's an image. It's like Mom Brain said. It's like a pretty thing. It's for people to appreciate things and not just look for candy all the gosh darn time.
Well, there you go. Then go ahead and
You're
get,
living in an age where kids need something all the time.
get your
Just
jigsaw
appreciate that you
advent
can open
calendar.
the door. Just appreciate you can wake up and open the gosh darn door for another day.
You know, I pulled back from the mic when
I
was
don't
yelling.
care. I want people to hear this.
He's in the red. He's in the red.
I get this is semi-related. I get Radiohead like emails for merch and stuff, and this year they have a Radiohead advent calendar, and it's like real creepy looking. I
Is there?
Is
no,
there
I don't
candy?
know if
Is
there's.
there candy?
I was actually too scared to look deeper because it was like so creepy.
I got Okay.
If it's a family tradition and you enjoy it, I'm very happy for you.
for you with Radiohead, but not for Mom Brain.
No,
We're
no,
just
no.
gonna make
Everybody,
fun of her.
no, everybody. Mom Brain, if
Well,
you
my
have
mom sends us one every year.
with candy,
Candy.
because she wised
But
up.
it comes from Florida now, so it's all melted. Or something. Don't you guys have to do something with it to make sure it doesn't like?
Got to eat it right away.
Oh, she like sends it from Amazon or
Oh.
something.
It's about that time. It's about that.
No, but I
time.
did see recently an ad for an advent calendar. It's a puzzle. So it's a box, and every day you pull out a box with the day, and it has pieces for the puzzle, and it's a small portion of the puzzle. So now you're gonna do like a small
I bet you'd love that.
portion. I know he doesn't care. But
He'd rather
it's a
have no
small-
candy at all. Like
It's a small portion of the puzzle, and I don't.
You know what would make a
happens, but,
puzzle
like,
better? One that takes 30 days to do. 25 days, whatever advent calendars are. That's just me.
You should have known
that's
that
just
was
me.
coming, though.
I don't
No,
I know
yeah.
he
I
care
doesn't
what
like
he
puzzles.
says. I'm just saying.
I am
because
not
it's an advent
saying-
calendar puzzle. That's not a video game. It makes more sense in real life than in a video game.
That's what I say. Yes, if
But-
you're going to do it, at least do it in real.
But, like,
no, that's wrong.
I just think it's
Play it
cool that,
however
like,
you want.
You do it in pieces. This one, it's questionable. I don't know. I'd have to see it to understand it.
This
fully.
one, you could complete it digitally. You could take the screenshot on your Switch with the button, then you can put it on social media. So you could be like, here's the advent calendar. I completed it.
And every day it's a different little puzzle.
Maybe.
For people who love puzzles, I love that for them.
Hey, yeah, I'm not against it at all. Clearly, it's not my thing.
What
I
about-
don't think you're wrong
What
for
about
doing
Kraken
it.
Odyssey? That's another game coming out in Europe this week.
Who gives a crap?
Who gives a
Who gives
Kraken?
a crap?
Little
I'm going to
Goody-
look up the Jigsaw
Little
Advent
Goody
one.
Two Shoes.
Heard good things about that one.
Makeup artist. Murder is game over.
Tell me about it.
Mystery lover. My time at Sandrock. Ninja or Die. Shadow of the Sun. Played Up. Razor Wire. Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventure Deluxe. Silent Paws Hidden Valley. It's about a cat at the Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yep.
Trying to steal some
Milk that
some
cat.
Jessin.
Wow.
Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. Star Ocean, the second story R. You had something to say about that. I don't remember what it was. Good. For that. The Smurfs 2, The Prisoner of Greenstone. It seems
Don't
like a
even
bad time for
don't
the
even get
Smurfs,
into it. I don't want to talk about it, but I agree.
What about the Smurfs?
stop talking.
It's just
No,
like-
well, don't do it. Please don't do it.
Please.
Next
Oh,
game.
Kirby
Next
mentioned-
game, please. Next game.
Thirsty Suitors. Whoa. How? Hey,
I've
now,
heard good things about that game
You're
too.
heading to the old Jizz concert tonight?
Oh
no.
no.
What?
Jats. That's
It's a date.
inappropriate.
It's a good place for a
inappropriate.
date.
We don't talk like that on this show.
Yeah, not for minutes now.
Triple Zombie Collection, TT Collection, Twin Mind Ghost Hunter Collector's
Nope.
Edition, Twin Mind Ghost Hunter Collector's Edition,
There you go.
Oh.
WarioWare Move It, HRC Collection, and
What?
Try that again.
WRC
There we go.
Collection. We're talking
Oh.
alphabetical. And Yahtzee, but not the Yahtzee that we're
I
familiar
want to
with.
look it up
but
because to see if it's a ripoff or not.
Yahtzee!
YATZI.
Yahtzee!
Yep.
By the way, just because I feel it appropriate to do. Not
Wait,
the
I
person.
still have a comment to read.
Go right ahead then.
This comment comes from Giant Reggie. Giant Reggie says, I was curious what kind of game Dog was, and it turns out it's not about pets. It's a board game called Dog.
There you go.
Welcome
Okay.
back,
About
Nicholas
pets.
Mountain Dew Michaels. You're doing doggone great.
Jigsaw
Thank you.
Advent Calendar. If you buy it before November 16th, you get 33% off, making it just $10.
That's
Well, hold on, because there's more than enough puzzling to do for all of December and longer, with 200 unique puzzles to complete. Lose yourself in Christmas cheer every day. Unlock each morning 8 new puzzles for 25 days until Christmas. Can't wait. Don't worry. Play immediately. All days are unlocked if you want. You can choose the puzzle you want to solve.
That's bogus.
You can change the difficulty as well. Puzzles have 20 pieces, or if you want a real challenge, 90. There you go.
Not
And if you
bad.
get tired while you're doing it, don't worry. It's got a continue button, so you can pick up where you left off.
Oh.
Thoughtful.
There you go. Gave them.
I thought you were going to say, and if you get tired while you're doing it, it comes with a pillow.
If you get tired while you're doing it, it's a puzzle, of course. But there, they got more promotion out of me than I guarantee anybody else. No one's talking about that game, but there you go. Review coming next week.
Congratulations. Taking pictures you like of your stuff and then cutting them into pieces. And then you won't know how to put it back together. And it'll be a homemade puzzle of yours.
Last top story, Sega has updated the total franchise reach. We'll say reach because it's not just sold. For Sonic, Sonic has reached 1.6 billion units moved as of March 2023. You might hear that and be like, 1.6 billion. That's an insane number. While Sega includes games sold as well as downloads of free-to-play games. So yes, that does count. But Sonic's sales figures versus reach numbers are quite different because there's probably, with Sonic mobile games, over 1 billion downloads there alone. So no, they're probably 800 million or something like that. But yes, Sonic is doing quite well. So Sega, don't worry. I know in Japan he's not really popular anymore. But America and Europe, we love him. We love the blue blur.
We love him, don't we, folks?
We love the Jaleel White, people. We love him and his chili dogs. He was the best Urkel, wasn't he, people? Not like that. I don't know the names of other Sonic people. There you go. That's our top stories. Mom Brain.
Lorenzo Music.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
Suika game, Animal Crossing. That is it.
Well, do you want to talk about either of them or not?
I love them both. I did a little Halloween fun and excitement.
Beautiful dog, Kurt dog. Beautiful.
Oh, I forgot to play Halloween night. What happens Halloween night?
Well, I won't tell you, so that maybe next year you'll be surprised.
Son of a gun.
Oh, no.
It's very lovely.
It's like you go all year and then you miss the holiday event.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching that Trick or Treat movie.
Oh, yeah.
No regrets.
Which one? The one
Trick or
that,
Treat.
the one that says Trick or Treat, or the one that's
Yes.
Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat.
Oh, I just watched that recently too.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Is it a new movie?
No, it's from like 2005 or
Why
8
did
or
you all
something.
watch it now?
I had been hearing about it for years. It's
It's funny. I would have thought you would have seen it already.
nope, sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like been on my radar for a while, but I don't know.
You watched
I
it
watched it and I was
and then
talking to
told
you
me about it, and then I was like, "How did I miss this movie?" And then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, I have seen this, and I liked it then, and I like it now."
Yeah. And I saw it in the past. I was just revisiting it just because it's an anthology style movie and it's fun.
Yeah, I like that kid with the sack on his face.
I liked that as well, and I appreciate that they don't mind killing children in it, but not in like a dark, awful way. It's more like it's done
The
in
right
like
way.
I don't want to say it's lighthearted because it's not really that either.
That was
but
my
there's-
one issue. Like the tone is kind of like inconsistent.
Right, the tone's a little out
Sometimes
there,
it feels
but-
like a kid's movie. Sometimes it feels like.
But I appreciate when
not
they
like
can
that.
kill kids and like not
I
have
do
it be
too.
too scary. Like have,
Yes.
like not have it be a serial killer movie or something. It's like a
Well,
slasher
but there
and they
was a
kill
serial
kids.
killer in it.
Right, but
Spoilers.
But yeah, I'm just talking. I don't know how we got off on this. Sorry, on this movie tangent.
See Trick or Treat.
I'm gonna start doing music.
See Trick or Treat, everybody. Even though it's produced by Brian
Animal Crossing
Singer,
'cause you
don't
were
feel
watching.
bad about watching it.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of problematic things.
Just
in
a
it.
few.
Yeah. But those are the times.
Well, thanks for telling us what you played, Mom Brain.
Mm, oh,
Kirby, what have you been playing?
Sorry, Mom Brain.
Sorry to get off topic. The closest thing I've played to a game recently is the match game in the Duolingo app,
Oh,
which
muy
gets
bueno.
yeah. I've been like trying to brush up on my German for the past couple of months, and that match game gets like really ridiculous. Like it would be hard if I was trying to match words in English, and it's so yeah.
That Duolingo is really popular, man. People get those streaks going
Well,
and
they've-
everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. They figured out how to get people to like pay attention when learning a language, like turn it into a game, like make it about grinding for experience points and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying to beat high scores and stuff like that.
That's what companies are all learning recently. Gamify everything, and people get into it. So
yeah, but
you go.
it's
I wish, Kurt Dog. I wish.
I'm enjoying Duolingo a lot actually, and it's been really helpful.
Duolingo hosted by Charles Nelson Riley because you said match game.
That's oh, you know what? I might have played like maybe 20 minutes of Super Castlevania just because it was October. That's about it though.
All right, dude. What have you been playing?
Nuku. I played Suika game.
What the hell happened?
I don't know. I play a little bit of Animal Crossing. I forgot to mention this last week. I play Animal Crossing every morning, just a little bit, do some like housekeeping things, and get the hit the rocks that have the gold and get the tree that I planted with the money in it. No big deal. Make sure I don't miss out on any talking to any friends on the island, things like that. You know what? I did play a little bit of the DLC of Animal Crossing 2 weeks ago. It's good. I can see a lot of people really enjoying it. It's not really my thing. I like to, dress up a house, but I mostly like doing my own house. And in this one, you're doing like everybody's random house, and you don't really, after you do it, you can revisit it, but there's no reason to kind of. And I need to do 30 house renovations or designs in order to. I don't know if you guys remember, but my first 2 villagers never updated their houses for some reason. So they're living literally. They took out the sleeping bags. If I give them something else, they get rid of the sleeping bags. There's nowhere to sleep. I went into Phoebe's house. She's got nowhere to sleep, and then she's standing there like sleeping. And I wake her up, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's just like, "Oh, ha ha! You caught me sleeping standing." And I'm like, so sad that it's just like sleep in a.
This is my life.
I've given her beds. I've given her
throwing it away. Like
I don't know what she's doing with the stuff, And what's funny is that she doesn't even have like half of the house has nothing in it too, and it's only one room. It's not really even a house. How come the other villagers don't upgrade their houses when I upgrade mine? They should have big houses. I feel kind of like the jerk on the island with the mansion.
Maybe they got different priorities.
Well, they should be prioritizing what I prioritize.
King of the island.
Your island.
King of the island,
yeah.
man.
That's right. T-Nook knows where I stand. Anyways, played a little bit of the new Fortnite season that just came out yesterday, which I guess ironically is the old Fortnite. Fortnite OG. So, Nicky Hill, remember how much you loved Fortnite when it started? Now you can get back into it with us, baby. It's just a joke. I know you're never going to play with us. But yeah, no problem. It's really, I was there back then. I remember it being a little more exciting. I think it's a little sparse and boring compared to how it is now, but whatever. It's, I'm there to play with friends, and we still had a good time doing it. So I'm sure it will progress throughout the seasons, and we'll get a little bit more updated stuff as it goes. I played a little bit of Dead Space Remastered on Game Pass. I figured I would give it a shot for the spooky season, and I love the original. To be honest, it's been so long since I played the original that in my mind's eye, the game looks like this remaster looks. So I was playing through. I played through the first chapter, which is, if you haven't played Dead Space, it's excellent. But I played it, and I'm glad they stayed so faithful, but at the same time, I didn't really have to keep going because I kind of felt like I was retreading old ground. So it's kind of a bummer, I guess, that it doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm not going to play either version, but I guess if people are going to play it, they're going to play the new version. Looks great, plays great, still creepy. The main character talks now, which actually was pretty well done, at least for that first chapter that I played through. But yeah, won't be going any further. I also canceled my Game Pass for now, just because I wasn't playing anything. I was kind of trying to choke down Dead Space, and we haven't really been playing. We played Chainsaw Massacre that one time and never played again. So I figure I could always go back to it if we end up with it. And cool. And then last but certainly not least, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It's great. I don't really have anything new to say about it. I just am in love with it, and it's been wonderful. So thanks for listening to all the junk that I've been playing.
It's been wonderful.
Nicky Hill.
Hey. Finished up work. last Sunday, and I've had a bunch of time, and I haven't played much.
Oh, back to this old song and dance.
I don't understand what I do with my time, but it's not there. And so I played some solitaire.
Mm-hmm. I bet I can guess what you do with your time. Solitaire.
Not a lot of solitaire though. That's the thing. Like I didn't want to get into a game
Mm-hmm.
and then have to stop it. So like I haven't really played much. I did watch some stuff on some streaming devices, I suppose. But earlier in the month, I wanted to get into and play Creaks, I think it is, with a K. Creaks. Creaks. It's made by the same people that made Missionarium. And I thought it was going to be a puzzle game like that. And it's more like a cinematic platform.
Yes, I saw this. Yes.
It's old. It's a few years old. And I mean, I was enjoying it. I just didn't finish it, and I still just haven't gone back to it. It's a lot of the trial and error stuff of a cinematic platformer, I guess. I think that's what it would be considered. Where you just have to keep trial and erroring it. So there was that. And then I did buy and start playing Super Mario. Is it Super Mario Brothers Wonder or Super Mario Wonder?
Mm-mm.
Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I started that. It's got a lot of charm.
A lot
What
of
have you been
wonder.
playing?
Oh, that's it. That's all you got.
I mean, y'all have talked about it.
But you
Yeah,
haven't.
we talked about it.
I don't have a lot to say.
Okay.
I only did like 4 levels, maybe. I love the vocalizations in the music.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you would call it, singing, perhaps.
Usually, yeah.
I'm just getting a feel for it. I don't get into things as deeply as you guys do. You guys have explained it, and I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, I realized as I was opening that package, I was like, I've never completed Third World, Super Mario Third
Super
World.
Mario Third World. Yeah, that's what they call it. Very a lot of
the
backlash
only
for that
time-
name back then.
The only time I played that was with
Yeah, we
Dew
played a
online
few levels.
when he was still in California. We played the whole, like the majority of the game.
Yeah, we were like 6 worlds in, 7 worlds
but
maybe.
It's the only way I could probably get through it, because if I tried to do it by myself, I would perish.
Not true, but
We had our fun.
100% not true.
Dew completed pretty much every level, so
I would bet everything I own in life that you could beat Super Mario 3D World on your own.
I've tried and I haven't, so I'll take it all.
I'll take it all now, please.
Not the games you were giving away. I want the games you were going to keep.
I'll give
What
you
have
Super
you been
Mario
playing?
3D World. What have I been playing? Thanks for asking. I've been playing Fortnite as well. Boy, oh boy. Going back to Fortnite OG's season is something else, because it really shows you like how much bigger the map was, and how much more intense game gunplay was, and how shield and health are very hard to come by.
It was
So-
great playing with you for your first time RMC, because I played a little bit earlier in the day, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool," but it needs friends kind of thing. And when we started playing, everything that you saw, you were doing the giggling like a schoolgirl, and it was just great to be there while you were enjoying yourself, because we were also playing with our other 2 buddies, one who definitely wasn't there for the beginning and one who doesn't remember the beginning, so I don't think he was there. But they were both, happy to be there, but they were kind of like, this is pretty boring. And like, you're over there like, oh my God, they got this thing.
Yeah.
They got that.
The
And he
little
was doing the
dumpy shack by
Yeah.
the side of the mountain, and yeah.
It's
By
great.
the way, I went to the old Fountain Motel last night. I found it. I was there with family and
Nice.
wandered all around. We went to Loot Lake and took back the house and everything. Like,
Yeah, we never got to the lake last night before you started.
I've refilled in the whole
So-
map, so I'm ready.
Did they
literally-
redesigned it, or
They literally brought back the first map.
so they just had it in a
A
archive,
folder on their
and they
computer.
just
yeah.
dropped it in, and it's
Well, obviously, it had to undergo a bazillion tweaks, but from a player's perspective, it looks exactly like it used to back in the day. Every location is there. But again, it's not just original Fortnite map. It is mechanics too. So All the weapons from the first season are there. Shield and health are much harder to come by now. And it's just different. Gunfights are different because you don't have nearly as much traversal.
Right.
You don't have.
You can't drive cars or anything like that. You can get into a golf cart or a shopping
shopping
cart,
cart.
which is
You
funny.
would normally, like nowadays, if you got into a fight, it wouldn't be too big of a deal because you would have like 3 medkits on you and full shield to replenish yourself. But now it's like multiple games. I haven't had any shield left to do anything, or I used 1 med kit and that's all that I had. So I actually really like that because it reminds me of. I love Fortnite in general, but it reminds me of like how much more intense the gunfights were back then, and how much harder it was to get a win at the end. Because I played with you guys, we didn't get a win. I played with family, we didn't get a win, and we had a win streak going, family, for the last it's like 16 or 17 days. We had won every single night. We were trying to keep the streak going, but last night we even stayed later and we couldn't do it. We came in second a whole bunch of times, but we could not get it done. And even though the map is bigger, like every team that happens upon you is an instant threat because there's no quick way to get away. You have like a plunger gun, maybe.
And there's there's not a lot. It's pretty sparse. So you're out in the open quite a bit too.
The map
sometimes.
is huge and has a ton of locations, but in between those areas is a lot of sparseness, a lot of open land, just trees and mountains.
And it was open in the past?
Yeah, it was definitely. Nowadays, the maps are still big, but smaller compared to what they were. And they're way more densely populated. There's buildings and all over the place. And people are zipping around all over through means of transportation. But each week for this month, they're adding in more stuff from classic Fortnite seasons. So by the third week, it's going to have a lot more, planes are going to be back and other ways to get around are going to be it's going to amp up again. And then after this month, I don't know what's going to happen, but they saw an insane concurrent player base yesterday. It was over 6 million last I checked. So people who were hanging around were still there, and people who haven't played Fortnite in years came back to play this return to the original. But yes, so it's going to make when I was playing with my cousins, I have 2 cousins who played Fortnite just like I have back when I originally started. And 1 cousin who only just got into it a couple of years ago. The 2 cousins who were playing it back in the day loved the return of the old season, and so do I, because we are it's way more challenging to get a win now, and it means that much more. I'm really excited. Our other cousin was like, there's nothing to do. It's too big. It's too hard. We can't win. So he's going to have
What do you mean there's nothing to do? You can shoot guns at other people.
So yeah, he's not going to have a good time. But we and my 2 other cousins were having a blast.
Can you build?
We're playing 0 build mode.
So if anyone's going to play Fortnite, this is what they have to play for the next month? Or is there can you play any other map?
You can play with build mode, but not a different map. I don't.
But
Fortnite never.
This is the map. This is what it's going to be.
That's what Fortnite always is. This is the map. That's it. Unless you play a custom game mode, you can do that, and then you can build your own map. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, Fortnite every season only has 1 map. Everybody plays on that map. So for this month, it's the OG season, and they don't usually do it for a month. It's usually 3-4 months. So 1 month where they slowly ramp things back up, and then I don't know what's going to happen to December, but. The only thing I would say I miss is traversal, just because traversal is so much fun. But outside of that, I love getting in a golf cart with people. I love the stupid shopping cart. I'm not that crazy about the plunger gun for getting around, but it is what it is. Hi, Ross.
That was my favorite, when somebody would come along and give me the old peep peep, and I'd hop in the shopping cart.
A lot of that. There's a lot of that.
Best.
So yeah, I'm excited to get in there and get a win. I'm going to do what I always do at the start of a new season and play solo to get a win as well, which is going to be a lot harder this time, but we're going to try and make it happen.
Do you get something for that, or is that just a you thing?
You always get something. You get a special back bling or a special parachute or whatever. It's something to signify you got it. So I do it because I just like doing it. It helps me learn the map. It helps me learn the weapons, and I like the challenge of going in solo every season and trying to get the win. Hi, Rex. Good to see you. So I played that. I'm playing more Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'm going into the 6th world. I, again, am doing everything in a level, making sure I get the green check mark before I move on. So many hidden things.
Green
So
check
ma-
mark in every level.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have no idea how you see any of that stuff.
It's on the picture for
No,
the.
no, like, I don't know how you find hidden stuff. Like I played through a
Look.
couple levels and I
There's the seeds. There's the 3 purple coins,
Yeah, there's no time limit.
and maybe
so
there's an alternate exit flag. That's it.
well, the only thing that I had a question about, which I can figure out for myself, is like when you get a wonder flower
Mm-hmm.
and the world changes,
Mm-hmm.
the music intensifies and everything. So I automatically assume or have the feeling that like there's a time limit, like a star.
There are very specific
There are
challenges that will
some where,
have a
like
time
the stars
limit.
are falling and you have 10
Yes.
seconds, and every time you get a star,
Yeah.
But the rest of them, it'll go until you get the wonder seed.
Yeah.
So like you can go all the way to the back to the beginning of the level, and I haven't.
You don't have to do that.
Then
I can tell you so
Yeah.
far up to World 6, that's
then
not.
I
They do
walk
not
through the
hide them to the
blinders
point
on
where
it.
you have to grab a flower and go all the way back to the beginning. They don't do
Yeah.
that. There may be something after you get the
As far
flower
as,
that you
like,
do, but
secret exits or whatever. Yeah, I'm just in. I got my blinders on. Let's just get to the end. and
there's
get
a
to that
few
thing.
worlds that have some pretty good secret exits. Like they're
I haven't
fun.
found one. So like,
The first one is in 1-2. After that, I don't remember.
oh, so they're not in every.
it's
No,
right-
no, no, no.
what it is like you have to find which level you've done everything but doesn't have a check mark yet, and then
Mhm.
that's how you know there's a
I ha-
secret.
I
And
haven't gotten one check mark, so that's why.
How many levels have you played?
he only played 4,
like,
so
yeah, like 3 or 4 or 5.
It's probably
or
true
whatever.
then, yeah. But yeah, most of the time it's I'd say like 85% of the time I come out with a green check mark, but times when I don't, I'll be like, oh, there's some secret over there, or like, oh, there's that pipe I didn't do.
and then
Or every
sometimes you
once in a
can
while-
even see that there might be a few, like a path,
Yep.
if you get a secret path. like
Every
on the
once in a
world
while
map.
I'll miss a purple coin and I'll be like, where do I get that coin? But yeah, there's so many great levels. They're just so much fun. The desert world I really liked, with like the mirage levels that were out in the front and the big castle in the back. I really like that. Plus that musical level. Amazing.
I appreciated that it wasn't the second world, because it's
Yeah.
usually like the second world's usually a desert world, and they're always good, but they're I was like over them. And then when I got to the desert world, I was like, oh, desert world, and like I loved it. It was really
It
great.
was a really good one. Yeah. I'm not too fond of. I like snow over desert. I'm not too fond of desert, but this one I really did like. It was everything that's like a usual trope in a Mario game. They take it and twist it in multiple ways, really, that it feels new. Like it's so clear and so obvious that this game, they were like, no deadline. Everybody on the team gives any idea that they want, and we'll consider everything, and it's finished when it's finished. It's so clear that was the case for this game, because they really went above and beyond. As Stu and I were saying last week, so many new weapons or enemies. It's crazy.
Yeah, the enemies are real fun.
I
too.
love that
like
enemy
the,
that's the mummy that you unravel. Oh, I love that guy.
I mean, I haven't really gotten too far. There's like Goombas that are a weird shape. I love them. I don't know.
Yeah,
Very early on.
yeah, they've got like
They're like
they got
rounder
like
heads or
buck
something like
teeth
that,
or
yeah.
a skull head or something. There's something with them. You know them. You've seen them.
They're from other Mario games. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be that person.
Whatever. I've been living under.
But they
a
are
rock,
weirder
and
looking.
even when I
yes.
come out from under my rock, I'm not as attentive.
Does somebody know what the name of those weirder looking Goombas are? I know they've been around a while,
for
but I
years.
can't remember the name of them.
Goomies.
Yes, there's just so many cool enemies that I like. The guys that they whack the ice blocks to send them flying towards you. I like those guys. There's great stuff.
Did you play the grappling hook levels? Yeah, those are really fun.
No.
You get you must have. They give you it looks like a green piranha plant that comes from the sky, and you climb, but you throw it like a grappling hook and it catches things.
I didn't do it.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe I'm on World 5 instead of World 6.
Maybe.
If it's in World 5, then
But
that
I've
would
I'm on World 6 now, and I just played a second version of the grappling hook. So maybe the first one's in
There they
5,
are.
if that's where you are.
No, I don't know that. Yeah, there you go, Nicky Hill from Super Mario World back in the day. But they've been in other ones too. started playing that. It's great. Really taking my time with it and savoring it, and I couldn't be happier. It's just absolutely love it. And then last night I downloaded WarioWare Move It. I could not be happier with this WarioWare. I don't know how much more I have to go. I played for like an hour and 15 last night, and there are some of the most inventive and some of the most challenging micro games that I can think of in a WarioWare so far. They have a Wario. You know what they brought back that I really loved. You know how in WarioWare Smooth Moves, they had a couple games where like you were supposed to be wearing the wrist strap and it'd make you like drop the Wiimote to act for like for a couple of them. They do more of
to
that
answer
in
the
this
phone or
game.
whatever.
Yeah, they do more of that in this game, but it's like twists on some other games too. So like the game is very clear. It's like wear your wrist strap, but also you're only going to have to drop the controller when we give you a special icon. So when you see the icon, I'll let you know, okay, you're going to drop something here. But just the way that they use them, it was like one of them was like making food in a fryer, and you had to drop them into the fryer, and then when they got to the right color, you had to yank them back out, and it's just all little stupid stuff like that, and I love it. There's the forms that you use are great. I haven't seen them all yet, but I've seen a lot. There's one like this, palms out. There's one like this, palms down. There's one like a muscle man. There's the beak one that we did when we played.
Oh yeah. Like
There's
one
so many
here and
great
one
games.
there.
Yes, and I'm shocked that they can still come up with over 200 different micro games, and some of them, and the vast majority of them are new. Like there's ones that you're like, I've done this in another WarioWare game before, but I think when they go to motion controlled games, it really lets them branch out and to do things you haven't seen before. And really, they're some of the most inventive I've ever seen. And of course, they're really weird, which I love. That's what I want from a WarioWare game. And there's so many of them make me laugh. Like there's one that's like curtsying, where like princesses walk up to you and they curtsy and you have to do it back to them. And like if you do it right, the princess turns around and looks at you and she like blushes and smiles, and it's so good because it's so stupid.
Awesome.
There's one where it's just a straightforward swimming game. It's you swimming, two person on either side, and you swim. You got to get to the first finish line first, and when you do, your guy turns around, and I'm not even going to try to do it. He makes a noise that makes me laugh every single time. I'll try. It's like a or something like that every time. So funny. But yes, I absolutely love this game so far. 10th Division, you say a muscle man. There's a WarioWare Move It Muscle Man kind of game, or like Muscle March kind of game, where you play as like a big, brawny, muscular guy. And the first half is a board game. And you have your hands out like this. And you can see all the spaces on the board. And you have to make sure you don't land on the bad spots, because they'll give you a game over. So you have your hands out like this, and it slaps two cards in your hands, and you have to quickly pick the right card to go where you want on the board. So you get a little bit of time to pick, blah, blah, blah. If you make it to the end, it gets to the second part of the game where you see like all these muscular men who are in poses, and you have two cards that show you two different poses, and you have to pick the pose that matches. So at first you just see the guy like walking towards you, and you're like, it's this one. Then the next time there's a little something obscuring your view. Then the next time the guys are like spinning as they're doing it. And then the next time there's like a whole bunch of crap in the way that makes it really hard to see. And you just slap your card down for the right pick. But it's so funny and so weird. And at the end, of course, it's all the muscular men like clapping in the weirdest way you've ever seen, and everybody's cheering. I love it. Rex, you're asking if it's good for a single player. I don't want to answer that until I'm done with the game, because I don't know how much content there's going to be single player. Obviously, it has the single player story mode, as all WarioWare games do, and I love that. But then you unlock a whole bunch of other stuff. I know there's a heavy multiplayer component, which is why I love Smooth Moves so much. Remember that one where everybody was flying in the sky? Oh, God. And we played the one, we can talk about it now. Oh, we can talk about it now.
The butt one.
The butt one.
The butt stamp. Or the butt drawing.
Oh yes. So when Mom Brain went and played WarioWare, there were things we weren't allowed to talk to you about until the game is out. There was one where it was 4 players, or we just did. It's 4 players, but we did 3, right? Us and that New York or wherever he was from.
Did she play though?
Oh, she did. You're right. What is it? It's like a conveyor belt that you're like crouch,
You're
not
like
cr-
squatting
you're
over.
squatting
you're
over,
straddling.
and your butt has a stamp on it, and something flies down a conveyor belt, and you have to stamp your ass on it at exactly the right time, and then it measures everybody to see how close to 100% you are to where you leave your mark. And it's just really stupid fun. But that was within a larger board game.
Right. It's
Like
a
you roll
Mario
dice, you
Party.
go around the board, you can steal wins from people. It was great. It was so great. And as we were playing it, I said to the rep, I was like, I cannot wait to play this with my friends because that's exactly what I want from this type of game. And there's a whole bunch of other multiplayer stuff. Again, I only played an hour. I got a lot to unlock, but
So it seems
So
like
good.
it's if you play multiplayer, you can play like a board game, like a Mario Party-esque kind of
there's
thing.
multiple multiplayer games, but yes, there is. I don't know how big the board gets, but we played it. Yeah. And I was
Cool.
like, this is perfect. Exactly what I want. But you can run in with a second player in general and just play the full like regular game. Like you can just go in and grab a friend and play. So yes, WarioWare, I love unlocking all the stuff. I love all the weird games. I don't know if there's a Pioro game yet, although I'm sure there is. But yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to multiplayer. Plus, I just love watching people play WarioWare, especially when it's motion controlled. We haven't had that in decades. So I'm so eager for people to try it out. I love it. It's one of those games that makes you do such stupid stuff, and the things that are going on screen are so dumb you can't help from laughing at it. I love it. I get no complaints at all so far. Again, I have a lot more to do. I might have complaints that come up later with some of the multiplayer, how you unlock things. I don't know. But so far, exactly what I wanted from a successor to Smooth Moves. Couldn't be any happier. So there you go. That's what I've been playing. Now, let's do questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNinpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo video games in general or whatever the hell you want. Ted says, it was recently revealed at the time of this email that Mortal Kombat 1 has a descriptive audio option for fatalities made famous by the series. Who would be your choice to read these descriptors? So just to be clear, this is an actual accessibility feature for people with
Shang Tsung.
disabilities. So it's not meant to be a funny thing. It's meant to be if you have poor vision or you're playing completely blind, you'll get an audio description of what happens, which is something we've never seen in Mortal Kombat before. But yes, who would we want to hear?
QVC host David Venable.
He's got a great voice. Who'd you say do? I'm sorry.
The guy who says finish him. Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung.
Is that
Shang Tsung?
I don't know.
I just always assumed it was him saying
Get the finish him. Yeah, I don't know who does it in the game now. It might be the guy who announces the rounds for all I know. But
We had
Something is looming.
that's the
Oh.
answer.
Halo.
That's the
Werner
answer.
Herzog.
Werner
Honey
Herzog.
Boo Boo.
I just got that TikTok today.
How funny is that?
There's no better answer than that. Werner Herzog doing the descriptive audio for
Malak Halo.
fatalities.
Yeah.
He shoves his fist into his opponent's stomach and rips out his innards and then yanks his spine from his top. Any other
wouldn't
guesses?
have a problem.
Or any other picks?
Any other guesses?
He's heading towards certain
He's already doing it.
Fran Drescher.
Oh, man. That'd be
like as the nanny.
Yeah.
Oh, of
Yes,
course.
of
Finish him.
That'd be paid.
Nah.
They got a whole treasure trove of paid DLC they could do there. Just pay people to record the descriptive audio. I'm sure people would pay to get. Trying to think of.
Kelsey Grammer.
He's got a nice voice.
Maybe like.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe Keith David.
He's got another great voice.
Very good.
By the way,
I just need
live
someone with a
action
great voice, I think is the
Gargoyles
deal.
announced. Are they going to have Keith David in it? They better.
Well, they'll probably give him a cameo. Right?
They
That's how
better.
these things work.
I was going to say Kelsey Grammer update. My dad loves the new Frasier.
yeah.
My mom thinks it's okay.
So
So I'm with my mom,
Take that for
but
what
my
it
dad
is.
loves it.
And your dad has no idea that it's like
Yeah, right. I love this new show,
sequel of
Frasier.
it.
This
Yeah.
character's great. No,
Does he know about the old
Ooh,
Frasier?
Hailey and Tom.
he is a big Frasier fan, so he
Okay.
does know.
Hailey and Tom says Rick Steves.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, that's a great
that'd be
one.
pretty
of course,
good.
yeah,
That'd be really good.
that's perfect. That juxtaposition of his like
Flawless
sweet
victory.
tone to the Mortal Kombat game, yeah, that'd be
That'd
amazing.
really funny.
Dolly Parton, I would never turn down anything Dolly Parton.
I guess
10th
if-
Division.
Maybe
I'll
if she
take it.
sang it.
Oh, that'd be great. We got there. You go. Lots of great people to pick from. We also have a Patreon question. Mom Brains, you know you could join the Patreon
For $1.
For $1. Freddie Fro did, but he gave us Rosemary the Farmer's question.
Ooh.
Picture it.
Sicily.
Billy runs up to you on the street and screams, for $1, start a podcast. What niche interest that you know way too much about kind of topic would you pick to discuss? As broad or as specific as you would like, aside from Nintendo, of course. I got plenty. Give me wrestling. Give me anime. Give me
Simpsons
comics?
3 through 9.
very specific. Yes, Simpsons. If I was going to go with,
Degrassi.
sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not too well versed in the later seasons only because I just didn't get around to watching them, but I would love to.
Yeah, we'll just say season, this through that.
I would have to go. Yes. PC said game shows. She specifically said game
duh.
show baggage. Remember that show? But yeah, game shows in general, I would love to talk about that without a
Was
doubt.
Baggage the one with Jerry Springer?
Yes.
Nice.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yes, man, that's a really good one. I would absolutely love to talk about game shows. Also, Serial.
Oh, yeah.
Serial would be really
C.
fun.
And then you get
Yeah.
to eat it too.
Eat it during the show.
I
Yeah.
could do one on QVC. I could do one on The Young and the Restless. I'm sure there is one. Yeah, I haven't watched in a while. Got a lot to catch up on. I could also do like one where I just like dished on like the drama at school.
No, that's not allowed.
I know, but I
Oh my God, PC, you are so good. Costco, that's another one. I could talk about that place forever. The deals, the meals, the thrills.
yeah, that works.
Yes, I could talk. I would do
The
that podcast
thrills.
inside of a Costco
sure.
and not at the food court. I'd go to one of the like
No, you'd have to do it.
table
from,
setups that
no,
they have
you'd
there.
have to do it from one of their karaoke.
Oh, you're
floor
right.
models.
Yes, I have
Nice.
used that.
Or
many
like
times when
within
I'm
the
there.
shelves, so it's like quiet. You make yourself like a little cubicle.
I'll tell you one place I can't do it. Not anymore. The freezer section.
Mm.
I can't do it anymore.
cold?
It's way too cold. I used to live for that section. I would go in there and hang out. Now she's like, we
Ugh.
need to get milk. I'm like, I can't even go in. I can't do it.
Oh man.
She was like, I wonder if they have my whatever, oat milk or whatever. And I went in to look. And I literally came back out and I was like, I looked real quick. I can't do it. You gotta go. I couldn't do it.
What
Oh,
oat
that's
do
right,
get
'cause
there?
you go
the jugs of oat
inside
milk?
the-
Yeah, it's like
an
a giant
actual
room.
refrigerated.
See if they had my brand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
they
brain.
have the regular aisle freezer sections, but then they have the giant room of eggs and
Where you
milk
go
and stuff.
through like the
Yeah,
clear
yeah.
meat things or
And,
whatever.
and I used to love theirs so much, but I like if I want to go in there now, I have to dress for it before
Yeah,
we
well,
get
you have
there.
to
I gotta
go
know.
You have to go to the clothing
You
section. and
pick up a
get-
coat
You're
first.
right. You're right. That's what I should do. So there's all mine. Anybody else, guys? Any topics you would like to cover on a podcast?
I mean,
Mhm.
I'm no expert, but I love to talk about Lord of the Rings lore and like
Ooh, yeah,
Game
that'd
of
be
Thrones
fun.
lore.
I
and
thought
all
of
that
Lord of
crap.
the Rings for you.
I
Instantly.
know a lot about that crap, but nowhere near enough to like have my own podcast. But I'd love to talk about it.
Rex, congratulations on the weight loss. And yes, that is definitely why, because I lost the weight. I can't handle the cold at all anymore. Like when I go out, I went out for my walk today. It was like 50. I had 3 jackets and a shirt. So, and what did I say to Mom Brain the other day? I was like, I gotta get long johns.
Yep.
So I'm a bitch. That's all I got. I'm a bitch.
I'm a lover. I'm a
That skinny bitch.
I'm a frigid bitch. All right, let's do music.
You're my frigid bitch.
Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Goninpod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title to help out Mom Brain.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Man, we got Lucky Charms slander in the chat. I don't even want to look at it.
What
Yeah.
are they saying? Tell
Are
me.
those the Loki ones?
Loki Charms?
Let's just
That's
say
the
it's
first
worse than
generation,
saying
not the new one.
Rolos suck.
I got to get the new one.
But
Alrighty,
it's-
Roo,
you have
everybody. Here goes. First song today comes from Wired.
Oh, you're right.
I was like,
Shatter.
That's correct.
I used to listen to this soundtrack on the way to college all the time. Love this soundtrack.
What is this game?
It's a futuristic breakout or alleyway. You know, bounce the ball off the paddle. The best one I've ever played. The music is awesome. It has boss fights. The level layouts are really cool. And it got an HD remake for Switch.
Oh,
It's
cool.
on Switch. Let's see how
Good
much
to
it is.
know.
$3?
It's a great game. Like, it's really, really cool. And the music builds as the better you do. So, like, it adds in stuff to the.
All right, okay.
It's awesome. It's really, really cool.
Sounds good. Sounds like $3 worth.
Hold on. I
So that came from Wired, and it was Shatter.
didn't. Songs. Wow. When.
Next song comes to us from Spaniel.
This is a Mario?
No.
Is it
It's a Nintendo.
Yep.
on Super
It's
Nintendo?
N64?
64.
Oh, okay.
Why am I blanking? This is Nintendo. Oh, it's Yoshi's Story.
It sure is. Yoshi Story from Spaniel.
Tell that story, Yosh.
Hold on. I'm
Bring
trying to look
up-
up two things at once. Okay, go ahead.
Here's one from Anastasia Bemerhausen.
Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Shatter's $10. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not good. Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, well worth the $10. Easy. All right, so it's got well, what are we saying? Is this public domain music? This can't be. No, locomotion can't be.
Mario's Wedding.
No.
It's MIDI. It's MIDI. Nintendo loves MIDI.
But don't confuse it with mid.
Is it Nintendo?
It is.
Oh.
Oh,
Mario Paint.
No.
Wii Music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great job.
Good
We
stuff,
music
good
from
stuff.
Anastasia
I can see why that was so
Bemerhausen.
popular.
Here's one from Jess I.
Sebastian 2, baby.
Sebastian 2. I forgot about that.
This has this is Odyssey.
Sure is.
I was gonna say that beginning is so Nintendo. Whatever you call that. I'm sure a music nerd out there would know what that's called. To go to the beginning again. Intro.
Come on now.
What did you say?
The opening music, beginning music.
That and then a build with it. That's so Nintendo. I can't tell you why, but that's Nintendo.
Do-do-do. Diddle-diddle-do.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he was doing.
Wait, so we said this isn't Zelda.
It's Odyssey.
Oh.
Guessed
Yeah.
it.
It's Odyssey.
Sorry.
He
I
was doing Zelda.
I asked, I was like, what is it? And then, yeah, okay. Now I get it. I understood.
That's why I thought that's why he was doing it, because they have
According
a
to
similar start.
Rex, it's called a tattoo, and the flutes do a trill.
Those lesbians that
Ooh.
kiss each other?
What?
Tattoo.
All
This
the
guy gets it.
all the things she
Mm,
said.
mm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some. Okay.
Body.
Yeah, a bit of a dated reference.
This one comes from Geku Kitsune.
This also has a Nintendo feel. That noise, that whistle noise. I know that noise from something in particular.
Major
This is DS.
It is DS.
Advance Wars.
No.
That noise. CSGs.
It is.
Wow.
I was searching through and I just looked at that too. That whistle noise is in so many songs in Sea House G's, the original.
Ooh, I like it.
This one comes from Jet Jaguar.
I looked at Focus All Attacks. I looked at that box yesterday. I was like, man, so many great memories. of this game. We're 5 for 5.
You know, George never guesses. That's not a hint. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm alive.
Sorry, George. No, George.
Wow,
I'm
out of
so
nowhere.
sorry.
Some RPG.
No, and I don't think so.
Not an RPG?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. What system?
Switch.
I don't know. It'd be a random guess, and I don't even know what I would guess.
Sorry, strategy game of some sort.
I don't believe so. I want to say Nicky Hill played it.
Short hike.
No.
Nobody knows?
I don't know.
We're saying we don't know.
You're probably right.
Nope.
But I don't remember nothing.
What Remains of Edith Finch?
Oh wow.
Man, I
Oh,
played that too.
I played that
It's not-
too.
music is not really something I would remember from that, just because it's so.
I agree.
Story, but,
Proven.
like, what would that even have been from? That sounds militaristic.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. Would that have been
Unless
like the
it's like-
cat part? But probably
Or
not.
like, no, one of the
No.
last stories where he, like, it's like the fantasy of becoming a king or whatever.
That's
I
it.
think it's
Could
somebody's
be.
coronation. I think is
Yeah.
the name of the.
That's it. Good work.
This one comes from Turbo K.
TK. Quite a tattoo there. A tattoo.
Sorry, George, it's not. Don't be so sour, George. It's all right.
I can't even place the system.
Switch.
I got nothing.
Fighting game.
Astral Chain?
Sure.
No.
What's up the other one?
Bayonetta?
Nope.
Nintendo do a game. that
They
was
did.
Not Astral Chain, but something like.
The one for 101.
You're going to need a little more.
That's all you got.
We don't know.
It was Dandara.
Oh, you know, I played a little of Dandara, and I really liked it, and I never got back to it.
I only
a
Dandori
failure.
with Ochi, my friends.
This one comes to us from Ask Me.
This is funny. We got the first 5 right, and we're going to get the second 5 wrong.
Luigi's Mansion.
Is it first party?
No.
Okay, is it DS?
Yes.
Ghost Trick.
No.
Is it spiritual in some way?
No.
Spooky.
I don't think so.
I can't place it at all. I just know it's DS.
I've got no idea.
That's a little something. That could get me to a company.
Magical Star Sign.
No.
Under the Knife 2.
Uh-uh. I'm going to guess it's not up there.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Bots.
No.
Dang.
No.
Never would have thought.
No, I'm keeping that one in a special spot. That's not up there.
Ooh.
That's under my pillow.
All right. Under my pillow.
Deep.
This one comes from Tentavision.
Sonic Rush.
That's correct.
Oh man, that has to be a record.
Listen to this a ton. Pop, 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 beep, pop, pop, pop. Such a cool soundtrack for any game, but especially for a Sonic game.
I don't get it. Is Sonic black?
Well, I'm sure if you go deep down the rabbit hole of Sonic lore, you'll find that anything is possible.
Is that what the lyric was? Too black, too strong?
Mm-hmm. That
That's what you
every
always
song in
said
that
it
game
was.
uses actual samples from speeches and other songs and
Well, maybe
all
this-
kinds of amazing stuff.
Yeah, maybe the song isn't specifically about Sonic. I don't know.
The last song of
The song is called "Wrapped in Black," by the way.
Oh, okay.
the last song of the week comes to us from our very good friend Name of Austin.
Oh, all right. I
Hey.
got to get in the Name of Austin mindset.
Try not to stay there too
Yeah,
long.
good luck.
I want to live there.
I mean that
that's
in
a
a
unique,
good
Is
way.
That's
it
a unique
game
mindset.
song that he sent in, or something of his own creation?
No?
Name of Austin every week at least once when YouTube puts together my random playlist of stuff. It always throws in some of your songs, always, and I tell it no, thumbs down, but it keeps doing no every time. It knows I'm a fan.
This is probably from a game that you sent him to review.
No, I know this.
Toilet training simulator, whatever it was.
That baby game. Okay, I know this. Is it from the Wii era?
Sure is.
Koro Rinpa.
No.
Kept that one. Looked
course.
at that, and I was like, no chance.
I mean,
my
no
God.
one has that game. It's probably
And
$8 million.
the sequel too.
Elements.
Kept that.
Dewey's
It's very pretty.
Revenge.
Dewey's I got rid of. Dewey's Adventure.
Yeah, I'm
We have a
down.
Dewey stuffed animal somewhere.
Yeah.
From Malcolm's World, Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to be a funny joke anyway, but when I called it Malcolm's World, then it was like, wait, I should back out now.
I immediately thought Bobby's World, and I was
Yeah.
like, what?
That's probably what I was thinking.
think I got it.
I think that game's
And I'll know with this. Is it a Sega game?
Yep.
I don't remember the name, but it's Knights.
Yeah, it is. Nice Journey of Dreams. Dream game. Such a
Because
lovely song.
I like
no
the
one
song.
is ever going to believe me. Last night, I got to Knights in my collection. And I swear to God, I thought of Name of Austin. I swear to God, I did. Literally held it in my hand,
Why?
looked at it,
Are
and
they
thought
like
of
a
him.
huge Knights fan that we didn't
Some
know about?
I can't point to a particular video that I remember, but something in my mind makes me think of him and Knights. I believe he really likes the look of Knights, like the visuals and the aesthetic of Knights. I could be wrong, but I think that's true.
Was
He-
that originally?
He enjoys wearing those oversized like jester hats.
That's what it is. Yes.
Was that originally on the Saturn?
The first one was on Saturn. This is a sequel on the way. Yeah. 7 out of 10, 6 out of 9.
Well done.
We did it. Not too
Nice.
bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Unless, you got anything? I mean, no pressure, of course.
Pressure.
I know you just give us the rumors when something comes across your desk, but
Yeah, I would never force any kind of rumor. I would never make up any rumor. These are all coming from my spiders and my flies. And it doesn't look like, oh, look at this. We've got one actually. Just
Oh
came
my
across the desk
God.
right now, ladies and gentlemen. Deux Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week with Do Michael. So, ladies and gentlemen, usually I've got the best, most inquisitive, most mysterious rumors fit to print. But unfortunately, today, what's come across my desk, I guess not unfortunately, is actually something that's true. So this is not a rumor.
Honor.
This one's true for once. So we saw that patent earlier with the 3-screen switch. It's actually not 3 screens. It looks like there's 4 screens, and what it's
Not to be confused with foreskin.
and it's releasing with a couple of real great classics. So we've got a 4-player battleship game that's coming out where you get on
Oh.
each side of the.
Battleship.
And then maybe in the weeks to follow after launch, which I don't have those numbers, but there's going to be a Connect 4 4-player game as well that uses both screens on both sides of both panels. So isn't that exciting?
You know, I kept all the Hasbro Family Game Night games for Wii because I actually really liked them a lot, and they have Battleship and Connect 4, I believe.
Now you can get rid of them because you can get them
You're
again
right.
on
You're
the
right.
new Switch called Switch 4D.
Do you remember playing the Game of Life on that Wii game? We
Yeah.
played that a lot. That was a lot of fun. I really liked that. Well, thanks, dude. We appreciate it.
Thank the spiders and the flies.
It's true, Kurt Dog. They made a 4th Connect. Microsoft did not stop at the first. They kept going. They actually went from the first one right to the 4th one. But all right, well, that's all we got, guys. It was lovely to have the full group here with the bonus of Kirby. Didn't even know it was going to happen
We
until
spoke
10
his
minutes
Yeah,
name
before the
until he
show.
came back.
I just happened to be in the neighborhood today.
So, case and joints.
Just happy to be here.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you.
Anything for after show? Anybody?
Yeah, tell me about the Smurfs and tell me about that game I'm not allowed to talk about.
Come on, we can't talk about Smurfs.
Well, remind me after this is done.
Yes, we'll definitely do that. And talk
Oh,
about what?
Wait, is it like related
The other
to...
thing I can't talk about?
The game that.
I can't talk about that
Okay.
either.
Oh, okay. I thought the podcast was over. Sorry.
Well, this is the after. This is still recorded. You got to wait like 2 more minutes. And
People
I'll
are
tell you.
seeing this?
But anything else you want me to talk about? I don't think there's anything I'm not allowed to talk about or don't want to talk about. You taste that brownie yet?
No.
You gonna eat it?
Can I have
was
some?
going to, not during the podcast. I had to.
Just excited to see what you think. You're a sweets connoisseur.
Yeah.
I eat everything.
Kirby, if I knew you were coming, I would have got you one. I didn't know.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Got one for
it's
Deux and
my
one for
fault.
Nicky Hill. Huh?
I don't really like. I'm not. I don't have favorite. I can't gauge things. I just eat it and I like it.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. If you
Problem
like
is,
it or if you don't like
I've
it.
been eating a peppermint gum, so I can't eat it right now
Oh
because
boy.
it's gonna get.
Why are you eating peppermint gum? Oh, you spit it out. You didn't eat it.
You just
I've been
chewed
chewing
on it for a
Gonna
while.
get a
You over there eating gum?
Beezor? Beezor?
That's hair.
Chewing gum's got to be chewed out.
Gumzor?
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, quick question for you. I haven't finished or been caught up on Scavenger's Reign.
1 second. Retsu says, great show. My
Man.
one complaint is I would have preferred more Mom Brain. We love Mom Brain. Yes, I'm all caught up.
Right here.
I'm all up to date.
I'm a little upset that I haven't come across Mike Aruba in Scavenger's Reign.
He's gonna be the one that saves the day.
Mike Aruba.
Are
to say.
you said you had 1 episode last time I talked to you.
I caught up.
You're all caught up.
I
Okay.
still have the second drop, or there might be more now.
The 3rd drop. There's 9 episodes out
Oh,
now.
so I only saw the first 3.
Oh, well, okay. Well, are you enjoying it?
It's weird, but
It's an alien planet.
I'm watching. I mean, I'm blown away at the amount of creativity that they just keep pumping out. Like every
Well,
single creature has.
let
is
me
not
tell
what
you.
would expect. Oh, yeah, it's only going to keep going.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's some
they
stuff
can't
that
go
happens.
that far and not just keep going beyond.
There's some
whatever.
stuff that happens with some characters
But-
later on. That's one character in particular. Where I'm like, what is
I
going
mean,
on with this?
Yeah.
I said it to Do on a phone call earlier this week. Like the only problem that I have with it is that like they've been there for a certain amount of time. They say it at some point, but man, for scientists, they take some real risks with just like, oh, here's a new creature. Let me just grab it. Like, no,
I mean, you're either gonna die or you're gonna die.
no, but there's like for a scientist, I think they'd approach some of these.
they're
things
not
a
all
little-
scientists.
I mean, they're
One's like a
astronauts in the
ship
future,
engineer.
so-
One's like the maintenance guy. One's like they're not
I'm
all
sure they've had
scientists.
some sort of training to be sent up into space and go on this
Yeah.
excursion. or
No, I
like on
agree,
this
but
journey.
As far as
but
I know,
like-
no one's coming.
But they just die. They put their hand into any creature they see.
I would have liked a little bit of like information about why they know so much about all these creatures.
like. There's only one instance that I
Um,
saw where they're like, I'm gonna do this because it seems like the safest thing for right now, and it backfires.
There's something that happens a little bit later too, where you're just like, why would you do that? Like
Yeah.
you're so dumb for doing that. And
Oh man, I want to know. I didn't think that, but
in
we
the
can't
third
talk about it.
episode, they're walking through that weird underground forest thing, and something comes up and it's like, oh, I'm gonna touch this thing, and like she experiences this like life-changing event or whatever. And
Well, I think that was more like she was like
entranced or whatever.
Yeah, wasn't just like,
But
oh,
it's
I'm
just
going
like,
to check
yeah,
this out.
it's like I'm a scientist. I'm just gonna touch whatever I see.
Yeah, when the first couple of episodes, I was like, it was like hindering my enjoyment of the show. How crazy all the species were, and how we didn't know how long they'd been on this planet, and how they had time to like learn about these creatures, and not just learn about them, but learn enough to use them like they're Tears of the Kingdom animals.
Right.
You know, like.
Well,
So it wasn't until I watched the rest that, as it goes, that became less important, and then there's just more that I care more about, that I'm more interested in. So I really like it now that I've watched everything that's out at the moment. I'm really into it. I'm
You also
very curious as to where
see
it's
them
going.
later on interact with things for the very first time and learn like as they go. Like you'll see characters be like, "What's this? Why is it doing that?
Right.
Oh, that maybe I could do this."
But like I had said to do as well, it's kind of like the real world now equivalent
Scavenger's Reign, just to be clear, Scavenger's Reign is what we're talking about.
like the equivalent of like somebody walking through the jungle and just picking up snakes and frogs and licking them, being like, "Oh, look at that! Huh, let's see what that does." Like
Well,
it's just like, what?
What have you seen like that? I'm trying to think of stuff where I've seen where somebody's gone like that nuts.
That main one was she's just like touching stuff, or like they pick up a feather and it's like don't interact with that thing just yet, and like something happens. Like I don't know, it's just there's instances of it, and it's not as blatant, but it's just like, man, they haven't been here for like a ridiculously long time to like do tests on things. They don't even have the tools to test things. It's just a trial and error thing, and they've made it this far.
Yeah, like how long do you have to be on a planet before you know you can pick up this little like sand crab and stick its things down your nose and then breathe underwater,
Right.
and then make sure you bring this Octorok with you so that you can fly back out of the cavern like it's a balloon. Like very cool, looks cool. What the heck
Right.
though? Like how
Yeah,
did they
I mean, I
figure it out?
figured, they're there
It's
and
not just touching frogs. It's taking an animal and fusing yourself to it so that you can breathe underwater. Like that was
Yeah, I mean,
wild.
that's the thing. You don't get to see like what research they've done and how they've come to know that they can do these things or any of that. But like, I mean, like,
Some
if
of it's
you're
just pretty-
if you're there on the planet and you're, they need to survive and they're trying to get out. So I would figure it's a mixture of them looking at certain things and researching, and them looking at other things and just being like, I'm just going to give it a try because we're going to die if we don't do something here. Like they got to find stuff to eat first off. And then I would imagine, you go eat, they do tests to see if things are okay to eat. They find, like the glow stones in the one thing when they eat. So that's, I'm just figuring that's how it's a mixture of dumb luck, them looking at a select few things, and others just like, if we don't try and do something, we're not going to get off here. So, but yeah, still there's certainly things that are, you wouldn't even imagine to be possible. And you're like, how did they figure this out?
I mean, they could have just had one line where it was like, boy, it's a good thing the scientists figured out all the species on this planet while we were orbiting before we crashed.
Just as elegant as that.
You know, like something along those lines. And then it's like, okay, so they know what the heck's going on here on this planet.
Yeah, and we also don't know, like, if they don't know anything about the planet at all. Like, it certainly could be the case they do know
There's
about the planet.
something that happens later that makes you think, okay, well, obviously, like maybe we knew a little bit more about the
They
planet.
come
or
across
something.
the Statue of Liberty in the ocean.
Yeah,
That's it.
Exactly what
That's
it is.
it.
By the way, that blew me. That surprised me too. The new Planet of the, like I didn't watch the trailer yet, but there's a new Planet of the Apes movie coming.
Well, those movies
That
were really
surprised you?
popular.
They've done
They
like
were.
It's been so long since the last one though. and
Has
now
it been
all of a
really
sudden-
long?
And like I didn't hear anything about it, and then boom, trailer.
Yeah, I didn't know they
Probably
were
been
making
at least
it
like
either.
5 years or something, right?
I feel like it's
I
gotta
still
be-
maybe
haven't even
more.
seen the last one. I've seen the first two. I've never seen the third one.
I mean, there was a time when I didn't want to like it, but I think they handled them really well.
I liked the first two.
Made it all like
they were
Can you
okay.
explain why you didn't want to like it? I'm just curious.
Maybe because of
Franco.
yeah, pretty much.
He's only in the first one.
2017 was the
Also-
last one, so it
Also,
has been a while.
anytime
okay.
2017,
Yeah,
yeah.
5 years, 4, 6
So
years.
like anytime there's like a reboot or like they're trying to relaunch something, 90% of the time they don't do a good job. And this one was so drastically different because it wasn't even a Planet of the Apes. It was just a guy trying to cure Alzheimer's, you know, and like it was like a personal story or whatever, and he had a pet or whatever, and it was just very different. But they handled it in such a way that I've really been like I really liked it.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them at all outside of the first one, but I have heard that these modern ones are actually pretty good.
Also, like we had the Tim Burton one, which was just terrible. Sorry if that offends anyone who enjoyed it, but like I wanted to like it, and so that's exactly what it is. Like, that was a reboot of something where it was just like, ugh.
Oh, what did you want to? What did you want to like?
The Tim Burton one,
The Tim Burton.
Planet
Planet
of the
of the
Apes.
Apes.
Oh yeah.
Like that came out, and then this came out in like just I don't know. It was handled very differently as far as the release or like leading up to it. And it was not Planet of the Apes. It was this other story.
Well, it was cool to
and
it was cool to see the origin, kind of like
Right.
it wasn't really a story I thought I wanted, but it was interesting.
And also, I kind of feel like I didn't really love the movie,
P of the Apes.
but like the final few minutes and the end credits made
Yeah.
it incredible for me because it was just like this is how it spread. It not only spread and killed a bunch of like most people, but it also spread and like made all the apes or like you know it made them
Right.
smart and everything. So it did both jobs at once and it spread across the world in like wildfire. And so that's what made it interesting.
Oh, well, okay, we're done here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks
I
for
don't know
listening.
what's going on that side of the table.
Play some games, rest, relax. You deserve it. Hang out with friends and family. That's what we're gonna do. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye. Go vote on Tuesday if you're in the States, right?
Of course.
We're still live?